Hello everyone, and good evening. You have once again found yourself watching Castle Mac. I wish the situation were better, but we pick up in the aftermath of a gut-wrenching event, one that saw the death of a beloved NPC, and tonight, the Finders of the Deep Incorporated Adventuring Party must race against the clock to figure out exactly what went on before the watch arrives. Everybody, it's good to have you back. Hope everyone had an awesome holiday.
I thought I wasn't coming back.
Yeah,
I thought
we
I was
were-
gonna quit.
You thought this was it?
I quit the game.
Okay.
I only came here for coffee. I'm actually on my way out.
Why are you guys so
It's gonna
mad
be
at me?
I don't know. Maybe we could just talk about what happened last time.
I hope it was faked and Avi is actually like the main villain that comes in the very
man.
last act.
That would be the only way I could twist the knife even worse.
Oh man, that'd be weird, huh? Wouldn't it? Oh,
I
whoa.
gave you the same 6 minutes you gave me, James.
What does that mean? It means we only have 3 minutes. All right, back to some Dungeons and Dragons, y'all. We've been going hard, had some one-shots lately. Been doing all kinds of D&D-ery.
We've streamed like every day since.
I know. And we got more to come.
Yeah.
We got a special event coming up Tuesday night with the OGs and 5 players, almost the entire crew. It's gonna be solid.
Almost.
All but Singy Coach, our resident bard.
Oh my god, why
Right.
isn't he the bard?
Old pee pants.
Why aren't you the bard?
If you guys could see our basement like 20 minutes before we go live, it is nothing but Coach singing
It's-
parody songs.
Most of you would stop
we were
watching,
leaving-
but we'd pick up a few unique viewers who are like, I'm just here for the singing, y'all.
Okay, next time, I don't care what happens, you're playing a bard.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good point. Hey, thank you, High Score Kid. You certainly don't owe us a thing with that
They're
beautiful
yours.
intro
You're
video,
naked.
but we do have a reroll, and we have one natural 20 left over from last time, so have not forgotten about that. All right, guys, are we ready to get rolling? Get into this thing?
I'm
Yes.
ready to get rolling.
So
I'm ready to get hurt
there's
again.
still smoke in the air.
Yes.
Things are on fire.
So we will pick up literally the moment we left off.
Water?
Everyone is... Enid is rushing down the stairs at Fala's greenhouse. Hydarian, you've handed the reins of Strong Peter over to Toril as you're rushing towards the scene. Nami, you were standing with Imbric.
How far away was I?
You were pretty close. You were maybe like 50-ish. Probably not even 50.
And it
I
was
felt
a
like 30
fireball,
yards.
right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, you felt the blast, but and we'll talk about it, how you investigate.
Question.
Yep.
Enid being a sorcerer, would she know?
I'll get to
Okay.
that, Kate. Let me do the setup, and then you
Okay.
can start your investigation. Whistler, you obviously come racing out the door, your violin clattering on a table as you come rushing out. All of you reach at about the same time. Oh, that's another one. Thank you, Devin. Appreciate you, my dude. All of you reach right about the same time. You can see Imbric is now cradling Avi, and he's just shouting, just, "Ah!" holding him all around. You see a couple of wounded people. Most of the wounds seem to be pretty minor, but there are some major wounds on a couple of people. I'm going to describe the scene to you, and then you guys can tell me what you do as you investigate. As you all rush up to each other, kind of at each other's side, rubble is still kind of falling from the building beside it. It was a great stone facade where there were some shops there. That one of them was closed, one of them was open. It was a stationary shop. None of the paper caught or anything like that. There's just, again, some of this rubble that's kind of piled up, and there's still some of these flower petals from the flower cart vendor still kind of floating down on the eddies of warmth.
Ugh.
This is the dead as you see them, and this is your quick glance. You see Avi, clearly, standing in line right next to the flower girl, who is also dead, her cart destroyed and burning. You see, seemingly near them, a noblewoman. She was in a long, flowing dress, seemed to be human, but clearly is still wearing jewelry, has a noble affect to her. You also see 3 halfling performers that are dead that you've seen before. One of them has little burning stilts on the ground. Another one has a lute that's burst and splintered and is scorched. The other one, you see a red ball rolling, for he was a juggler. And you see another one of them survived, holding his curly head, just looking at the dead. You also see 2 male elves that look like they were in merchant clothing. As they lay there, you see that one of them was holding a quill and basically a clipboard that is, of course, burned away. You also see a dead male gnome. And he stands out to you because there's a dagger in his hand. So as his broken body lays there, you see a dagger that he's still clutching. And finally, you also see two men in dark leathers and cloaks. Cloaks now scorched, cinders all around them. You also see two other survivors in addition to the halfling performer who you can see blood all over the side of his face, and he's kind of holding his head and just screaming. You see two who look like they were attendants. They dress as if they were servants, male and a female human. They seem to be sort of looking at the woman who died, the noble lady, and sort of looking at each other, clearly dazed and in shock. Witnesses are starting to gather around as you all get there first. What do you all do?
When you say witnesses, they're coming to witness the scene, or do they look like they've been at the scene? Like, are they witnesses of what just happened, or are they trying to come see?
You're not sure yet.
Okay, got it.
If you recall, the alley was pretty busy, so there's actually quite a lot of people around. As to people who might have pertinent information, you're unsure at this point. But as you look around, people are coming in. I mean, clearly people are shouting to each other. You look up and you can see this plume of smoke reaching into the sky, and it seems to have caught the attention of a griffin cavalry.
Does Ina know that was a fireball?
Make me an Arcana check.
Okay.
And then I'll let everyone tell me what you're doing at the scene of the investigation. Before you, the scene is mostly hush, except for Imbric, who is shouting, just, "Oh, no!" The halfling is just like, "Ah!" Doesn't really know what to do. Someone is already comforting the halfling. The two who look like they were, I don't want to say servants, but, were sort of the attendants to the noble. They're sort of consoling each other, looking quite sad and forlorn and clearly shaken up.
I got a 21.
Okay, with your 21, you're like, oh yeah, that was magic. Because you don't see a detonation point.
Yeah.
It's sort of like it hit and everything in the area burned, but there's not really like a blast pattern. So you just know that you just feel it. It was magic.
So, as far as those who are seriously wounded, is it just the halfling that we saw that was seriously wounded?
The halfling is the only one that... Other people look like they're maybe nursing some minor scrapes and minor bruises, maybe from rubble flying or something, but the halfling is the only one that is sort of like holding a wound on his head and kind of screaming about it.
Okay, I'm going to run up to the halfling.
All right. He looks up at you and is like, what happened here? Why did this happen?
I'll put my hand on his lips for a second and in Infernal breathe into my hand and then rub it over his head. I'll do Healing Word.
Cool. And you see the blood still on his hands, but clearly the wounds close up. The hurt mostly goes away. Physical hurt anyways. Yeah. And he sort of, thank you, kind of grasps at the lower part of your shirt, reaching up to you, and he's like, why did this happen? Why did this happen?
I'll cradle him in my arms and I'll stroke his hair. I'm like, why we'll figure out, but I need you to tell me exactly what you remember. Just moments before. It is critical that you tell me now.
I was performing. I do magic tricks. I was performing in line. The flower girl was in line there, and it happened so quickly. I didn't see anything. I didn't know to keep my eyes open. I didn't know. And you hear a voice, Whistler. And you look and it's Tally. And Tally is wearing a smock covered in sawdust, holding a saw in his hand. And he's like, may I speak with you?
Absolutely, I'll be like, just stay here. Shh, 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 shh.
And the halfling's like, okay.
I'm rushing to Tally.
I would go with him.
Yeah. Assume. Go ahead.
Sorry, I wrote it on a different sheet. What was the magic item that I got last? Like one of the last games. We all got like...
Oh, the stone that gives you advantage on certain saving throws?
No. Like I can climb on crab?
Yes, yeah. You have a climb speed equal to your movement speed.
I'm gonna run up to the nearest tallest building. Can I like...
Sure.
Is it my...
Yeah, we're sort of out of initiative, so that's no problem.
I'm gonna run up to the nearest tallest building, scale it,
Okay.
and get up to the top and like look and see if I can see anyone running away.
Gotcha.
Or like hiding in an alleyway.
Tight. Okay. Go. You climb up, obviously, no problem. You just see Nami as you're going to talk to Tally. Nami just like climbs up, and you're like perched up on a roof, kind of looking down. Make me a perception check.
At triple advantage? Whoa! Oh my
I'm
god!
so generous.
Do that nat 20. We got a
Yeah,
nat 20
we
sitting,
gotta-
sitting there.
10. I see nothing.
You see nothing, unfortunately. Did you use one of these to reroll?
Oh, yeah. I
Yeah.
forgot I should roll
That's all
that
right.
thing.
That's okay. You climb up and you look, and I mean, the city is bustling. Like, it would be so hard to pick anyone out. You're looking, and you're like, oh my god, there's so much going on. What you do see is you look, and you can see a force of City Watch walking towards the alley. They're still a little ways away. They're a couple blocks away, but you can see it's a sizable force. I mean, there are like 30 guards, spears raised, and they're coming and with kind of a quickness. To Tally. Tally, the three of you are with Tally?
I think Hydarian is actually looking at the deceased and
Okay.
trying to figure out which ones may look suspicious or the most suspicious.
I'll come right back to you then. While this is going on, you're climbing and doing this. That's going to take a minute or two. Meanwhile, you're talking to Tally, and Tally is sort of like, it might be nothing. No, it's almost certainly not nothing. A man was fleeing immediately after the blast. I was in my backyard. I was in the shed. I saw a man dressed in black, heavy set, moving quickly, and as I saw him move past the alley, he pulled something out of his pocket, threw it on the ground, and there was a puff of smoke. I didn't see him after that. He was moving so stealthy. For his size, he was so quiet. A huge hulk of a man, human. He was limping, looked wounded.
When he dropped the thing from his bag that created the smoke, is that what caused this?
No, it was after. I came rushing out of my shed after I heard the sound, and there he was, not a few feet from me. I didn't know better. He was seeming to be fleeing the scene.
I think I know what's going on. Did you hear him talking and waving his hands?
You know, it's funny. I thought I heard him talking, but he wasn't waving his hands or casting a spell, if that might be what you mean. But I think he was cursing or maybe celebrating. Sounded like it was orcish, maybe? I'm not sure.
It still sounds like a spell to me. I know that those types of things can have a pretty far range. He wouldn't need to be right on top of it.
No, indeed. But if whatever he dropped out could have just been something to disappear quickly.
He seemed wounded, just his gait.
Any other distinguishing marks? I know heavyset dressed in black.
Black cloak, hulking, lumbering man.
Hair color by any chance?
Didn't see, had his hood pulled up. Seemed scorched. Seems like he was hit by the explosion, whatever it was. What else can I say to you? He seemed elated, honestly. Considering he may have just been wounded and all those people died. He looked like he was happy. Or at the very least, content. It was only a second. I could be wrong. I don't want to lead you astray, but... well, that's what I saw.
Tally, this is incredibly valuable. Thank you.
Yeah, you're very welcome. Are you going to do something about it? Avi didn't deserve what he got.
No, he didn't. And yes, we will.
Good. I'll help however I can. And before we come back to you, Coach, a big thank you to Zombie with 2 divine rerolls. Okay, this is what you see as you start to investigate the scene. Imagine, if you will, this 3D space. You're looking down. There's the flower cart and the people who seemed to be in line. There is Avi and the noblewoman. Then, off to the side, you see those halfling performers, who seemed to be all kind of clustered up near each other, and you've seen them before out there. They kind of come and go, they pass through. They're always good for a good laugh, right? They're always like out there being goofy, juggling and stuff. And then you see the gnome, who's dead, holding a dagger in his hand, and about 10 feet behind him, maybe not even, the two figures wearing dark leathers and cloaks are dead on the ground there.
Okay.
What do you want to do?
I think he'd go and look at the gnome and the figures in dark leather. Because you said we recognized the halflings briefly from...
Yep, you've seen them in the alley before.
Okay, so... And customers at a flower shop wouldn't strike Hydarian as out of...
Yeah, they don't seem out of place.
So I think a gnome with a drawn weapon and then figures in armor.
Okay. You go and investigate the gnome. I'm not going to make you roll anything here. As you look him over, and you tell me if you're touching and rolling him over, you do see that he's holding a dagger in his hand. He's wearing a dark blue cloak. Of course, it's scorched all over the place. But you sort of look, and you can see something caked on his boots and on the bottom part of his cloak. And as you look a little closer, it's only because you yourself have experienced it recently. It is waste. You think he's been in the sewer.
Oh, really?
I think he would prod them with his trident a little bit, but I don't think he'd like touch them or move them too much.
Sure.
Just kind of maybe see if there was anything else on their person that looked suspicious.
So on the gnome, and the gnome is a male,
Yeah.
you can see that there is a pretty large pouch laying beside him. And as you kind of prod at it, you're sort of, it's full of diamonds. Full of them. That is unusual.
I still don't think he'd touch it.
Not gonna take them? Because you could, like, give him to the Church of Animal or, like, raise an NPC that would, like...
No, I think he'd kind of make a mental
Raise a
note of
bird.
that, and then move on to the figures in dark leather.
And you guys are wrapping up your conversation now. You've seen the guard. We'll come back to what you want to do after that.
I have a thing, too.
Okay, I'll come back. I'm going to kind of work my way around. This is all happening simultaneously. You look at the two in the back. Again, I'm not going to make you roll it because it's pretty straightforward. You look and you kind of prod a little bit. And, I mean, the people around you don't seem to care. Like, nobody's like, hey, you should wait for the watch. They're all sort of like, sort of looking over your shoulders. Maybe like 15 people assembled.
Yeah.
You push one arm over and you can see a black tattoo of a snake with wings. And in that moment, your conversation has just wrapped up where Tally said what he said. What do you all do?
Him saying that the man ran away quickly, it would make me think of the monocle that I got. Mm-hmm. I've never used it.
Unfortunately, it's a human you have seen or know.
Yes.
Yep.
But if I put it on, and if it's someone that I've seen or known, I would see their tracks on the ground.
That's true. You're absolutely right about that. Yeah. Yeah, you put it on. Mm-hmm. You see you see Enid take it out and kind of rub it off. And you look and you see footprints all over the place. You see Tally's footprints back into his yard. You look down, you can see Whistler's. You don't see your own. You don't see his.
Don't see his?
You don't see the man.
Oh, okay.
You don't see another set of footprints.
Got it. That's like running away.
Yeah. Nami.
His.
Yeah. He said it was a man.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Right? He described him as a man. You are now climbing down. You've kind of watched the city guard. You look up and you can see this Griffin cavalry rider seems to be kind of circling lower.
Griffin cavalry for like what?
Well,
the city?
There's smoke rising. Remember, they have like that force of cavalry, Griffin cavalry.
Actually, I was thinking how far away was the watch as I saw.
The city watch?
Yeah.
You think you've maybe got another 2 minutes before they get there.
But how far away are they?
Let me think about walking speed. I don't know, a quarter mile.
How quickly could I meet them in the middle?
Oh, you could meet them there in about a minute.
So my goal was to
Stall 'em?
stealthily sneak that way. And is the
Beautiful.
street like pretty busy or something?
Pretty
right
busy,
now?
yeah. It's kind of midday.
So I think her plan is immediately I think she spots like a horse and wagon or whatever, and
yeah.
she like unscrews part of the wagon and like slaps the horse's ass, runs out in front of them.
Hell yes. Okay.
Breaks down in front of them.
100%.
Okay.
Roll me stealth, but I'm going to give you advantage because that's too damn cool.
18.
Like 18. All right, yeah. You're sort of like putting it together. You're seeing them doing the investigation. You see the watch coming. You're like, here we go. You just climb down the side of a building, straight Spider-Man style. Get down there, you kind of crouch around a corner as they're coming, walk to a big wagon. You find a dwarven Grundwagen. It's one of the grand ones. It carries all of their supplies, and you undo 4 horses. You kind of watch, and when they get close, you spook the horses, and the horses run right towards the city watch.
And I think I'm gonna,
yeah, go ahead.
scale another building so they can't catch me and put me in jail.
Yeah, you rolled fine on stealth. They scatter and they start shouting, and some of them are trying to grab the reins of horses as they do. This will take a couple minutes, so you can catch back up. Coming back to you two first.
I want to inspire Raven for that.
Yeah, that was pretty solid.
Thanks.
That was great. Bought them some time. Come back to you two and Hydarian as well. You see a woman approaching. She's got gray hair, kind of wiry. Seems to be half-elven, but you're not sure if she just has naturally pointy ears or if she's elven. She's older, maybe the human equivalent of in her late 60s. She approaches you, Hydarian, as she sees you kind of prodding, and you all overhear it now. I think you've looked at this. And,
We would be walking.
Tally is sort of, just like, oh my god, like in shock. You all have started to tune out the sounds of Imbric, who is now picking up Avi, and he's like walking away a little bit, just looking dazed, but seeming to get himself under control. And she comes up to you and she says, I tell you, it wasn't a man. It wasn't a man. And she looks up to the rooftops, essentially on the same side of the street as your tavern. She's just looking up there. She says, it was like a puppet, shaped like a man. It moved like a puppet, but didn't have strings. It was on the rooftop, and I saw it raise its hand. I thought it was waving. And then it threw something. It threw something before the blast. I looked back up, and it was gone. But it looked like a puppet. It wasn't a man. I couldn't explain it.
I would use my message cantrip to Whistler and say, the automaton?
That's exactly it. This is why I hated those things. I knew it.
Speak clearly. Was it a puppet? Puppets do not move without strings.
I know that. That's why I'm telling you this. I don't understand it.
I'd be like, of course we should listen to you. It moved like a puppet, looked like a puppet, with no strings.
I just happened to glance up. I saw movement out of the corner of my eye, and I thought, how strange it was. It sort of moved as if it had strings controlling it, and I could have sworn I saw almost imperceptibly blue eyes, but that could be in my head. But I saw it raise its hand, like it was going to wave. I even foolishly started to. It looked like a puppet. So I started to wave back. And then it seemed to, as if it threw something. Moments later, all this. I'm Jezrin Hornraven. I think I've seen you at the tavern, yes?
Yes, we own it.
Yes. I live a couple blocks away, but I come here for the flowers. They're so lovely. Such a shame.
They are lovely flowers.
May we call upon you again if you think of anything else?
Of course, absolutely. I'll give you my address. You're not with the Watch, are you?
Not with the Watch, but we are the sort that figure these things out and get them done.
Concerned residents.
You had that look about you, if I may say. My husband was an adventurer once, and he made some poor decisions, but some good ones too. Here you go. You can find me at that address. I'm so sorry for what happened here. I hope you get to the bottom of it.
As are we.
I think Enid is almost frantic at this point, and she would take Whistler and Hydarian aside and be like, the automaton parade, we saw it on the way in.
That's exactly what it was.
It is, but we need to gather more information, and we don't have much
How could they cast a spell? They're not even real.
Right. We'll have to figure that out later. Madam Hornraven, the Watch is going to be very curious. Maybe best to go home.
I understand. I hope you find whoever it was. And you all faintly hear in the distance the sound of horses whinnying as Raven's distraction goes off right now.
I think Hydarian would call out to the standing crowd, did anybody see anything else of value? Speak quickly.
Everyone kind of looks at each other for a second. You hear some murmuring, and then you see a small little face come out of the crowd. And you see a young boy, maybe 9 years old, and he's trembling. And he says, I think I did, sir. I think I did.
I would bend down to him and like get on his level. And
Says, right after the explosion, I was so scared. I ducked behind that rain barrel over there. You can see there's a barrel set up to catch rainwater. Says, I was so terrified that something else would happen. And he's clutching something in his hand. Then I heard a strange clattering on the roof and then a plop in the water. Well, naturally I looked and I don't know if it's anything of value, but I found this. And he presents to you a necklace that looks to be broken with 2 red beads hanging from it. I don't know what it is, but if it helps...
may I roll an Arcana check?
You may roll Arcana on it.
17.
That is a necklace of Fireball.
I knew it.
You have 2 charges where you may cast Fireball, DC 14, as the 3rd level spell, as he hands it over to you. Whoever takes it. Anyone can cast it.
That is wonderful information. Thank you. To the rest of you, Barnabas Bastwin will be here shortly, probably to investigate, as we have all seen. I would recommend, if you do not feel like sitting around, we disperse and go about the rest of our lives.
They're like, I think I'll wait for the watch if it's all the same.
I'll be like, as you should. I'm like, to give any information that you have.
Yeah, a couple of people kind of glance at each other. Imbrick comes over to you all. He's now laid the body out. And he grabs you, Whistler. He grabs you by the shirt, pulls you in, Hydarian. He's like, whoever did this, you make them pay. You make them pay for me. I will help you. I will.
Do not worry. We will.
I'll touch Embrick's cheek and I'll lean in. The suffering will know no end. I swear to you.
Seeing him so worked up, it would make Enid cry. Like, she's frantic and afraid. She totally knows what she found with that necklace. Thank God it fell into the water bucket.
That young boy's still right around?
Yeah, he's now clinging to his mother, it looks like, and she's kind of consoling him.
Could I have snuck back by this point?
You're about to show up. In fact, just as Imbrick is sort of grabbing Whistler and kind of looking everyone in the eyes, he sees you as you kind of walk out of an alley, and he stands up and he's like, I'm so sorry. He loved you. And he kind of grabs you and gives you this strange, simultaneously strong and very weak hug.
I would squeeze back equally as hard and softly.
He's like, just make them pay, Nami. I know your business. I don't even doubt that this has something to do with you, and that's a choice that we made, and I stand by it. You make them pay, and I'll help however I can.
Don't worry. They'll pay. Don't worry at all. They'll absolutely pay. We'll find whatever did this. He was like the family I never ever even knew I met.
He thought the same of you. He did. And I am here for you all, and I know that you're here for me. He blinks hard. I want you to do something for me. Go in the forge. Up, hanging on the left, you'll see a shield there. It's got an embossed squid on it. Give it to Hydarion. Find some use for it, please.
Absolutely. Do you want me to go right now? Or later?
Whenever. Just make them pay. And as he stands up, you all look and see the green cloaks of City Watch marching in formation, coming around a corner. The force is 30 strong, and at their head you see an extremely tall, looks like a sergeant, and beside him a short, chubby, person wearing all purple, man with white beard, walking with a cane.
Did we already inspect the scene?
We did. I'm gonna go up to the mother and the boy. I'm like, you two have been through a traumatic experience. We have this tavern right here. Can we treat you to a meal?
She says, yes, of course, yes. We would welcome it, thank you.
I will get to the kitchen and cook up something very quickly.
Let's go right now. I think this young man's seen enough today. Maybe putting my arms around them and
Hurting them.
finding a way to get into the inn while I comfort them at the same time.
Sure.
Do I feel like I have enough time to look over the bodies before the watch walks up
You
on
could
me?
probably glance at them if you think now if you touch it, they would see. You could probably get a glance on them, or you could try to stealth it and do something. But yes, you do feel like you have time, yes.
Okay, I would probably try to look and see if I saw just a quick glance, because I haven't looked at the scene at all, just a quick glance to see if there's anything worth, like...
Sure, well, tell you what, since you're taking a quick glance, why don't you do a perception check, and that'll determine what level of stuff you see.
Oh, how about a
You
22?
see everything I described to everyone. You sort of look and just... You're like, cool.
Even the little pouch?
You see the little pouch.
I am going to just be like, oh my god, and just start like touching the bodies, like, oh my god, this is, and then stealthily sneak the
Sleight
pouch.
of hand check. Don't forget you guys do have a natural 20. Let me get
Just use the natural 20.
How's a 20?
Oh, okay.
20 doesn't.
She rolled it on
You're
her.
just like, oh my god, oh my god. Pouch disappears into your pocket, and just about then you hear the marching of boots, and you sort of disappear into the crowd. Whistler, you lead them into the inn. Hydarian, you're walking with them. Enid, what are you doing right now?
I would like to know a few things. I would like to look up into the sky at the trees, tops of buildings. Do I see Fallow's bird anywhere?
No, you do not. Okay. But as you look up, you see this griffin now, wings stretched. It seems like it's coming in. And just ahead of the watch, you see it hit the ground.
How is the tavern?
Tavern's fine. It took no damage whatsoever. All the people who were inside have like pressed their faces to the windows and looking out. And as you get to the door, Myrdia kind of comes out and she's like, "What happened? What happened? What was that? What happened?" And you can be here too. You've kind of caught up with everybody.
A tragedy, my dear. Avi's been killed, as well as that sweet flower girl. An explosion. We should talk about it more later. This young man has seen far too much, and I think he needs a meal.
I can handle it, Hydarian.
Sure.
I've got it.
Maybe
You've been showing me.
Maybe something warm,
Of course.
beverage.
Does how old does the little boy look?
9.
9. I think that when he got like sat down at a table, I would try to like take his mind off of it and cheer him up and use like a minor illusion to make like butterflies or something like that.
Why do you make a performance check?
Okay. Do I get my ring gives me advantage on those, doesn't it?
Does it?
I
I
had
thought
like
you have the tiger
tiger
claw.
yeah, the tiger claw is what
So
I'm trying
is that
to
what
say.
it does? What is it? Once per day? I forget everything.
doesn't matter.
Once
I'm
per
pretty
sure.
short
It's a
rest
reroll.
or something,
Yeah.
reroll, blah, 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 blah.
Well, I nat 20'd it, so. Why do I?
It's only her second nat 20 performance.
It's my third. I've
that's
crit
right.
all of them.
That's literally all your performance checks you've crit. What are you saying, Raven?
I don't remember the thing that I got, the ring that lets me climb. I didn't write anything down
It also
anywhere.
lets you crawl.
So let's
The
me
ring is
climb or
climbing
crawl.
or crawling at your regular speed.
Any amount of times I want to do it.
Yeah.
Permanent.
Okay.
You
cool.
basically got, remember you felt the little like hairs on your
like
fingertips?
what's it called?
Philia, something like that. Lydia, not only are you performing for the boy, you like see everybody kind of watching, and you calm down the whole room. Like everybody is now sort of entranced with like just a little prestidigitation you're doing, and with the natural 20, you can feel Sif's assistance. Like things get amplified by Sif, drinks get poured for people, and kind of sliding across the tables to folks. Their drinks are refilling.
Sif add like a light show behind
Yeah,
her.
exactly. Just Whistler, what are you doing? As the little boy is sitting there, Myrdia is in the back making food.
I mean, if they look like they're pretty attended, then I don't know that he would stick around at that point. I think he might retreat upstairs if everybody's doing it. No, I would post up in a corner.
Cool. What are you doing, Hydarian?
Well, now that he doesn't have to cook, I think he'd probably hang out with Whistler and maybe keep an eye on how the investigation is going outside.
Yeah, you watch outside and you can see people being investigated. You see Barnabas Blastwind talking to people. He like taps his cane as he's talking to people. The man next to him is taking notes. You may or may not remember him as Sergeant Seth Cromley, but you may not. I don't know if you ever knew that name.
I don't think we did.
You see guards are now posted at the entrances of Trollskull Alley, which there's 2. You see a force of 6 guards and a sergeant taking up position at both entrances. Not that there's not sneaky ways to get around, but those are kind of the main thoroughfares of entering the alley.
I guess if Hydarion's sitting with me, I'd be like, Hydarion, my sweet, would you interrupt Enid for a moment and have her hand over that necklace and take it into the kitchen and put it into a pot?
What I can do.
Right, so something that it can be buried in.
I think Hydarion would attempt to like add a little bit of his control mist to the show and kind of wander up to her and kind of
mist just spills over the table.
Enid, could I borrow that necklace, please?
All right, I'd use the message cantrip and in his head say, what are you going to do with it?
Keep it out of sight and hidden.
Are you standing behind me?
I've kind of like made my way towards you as you're performing.
I will hand it to him stealthily. I mean,
Make a sleight of hand check. If you're trying to do it stealthy.
I'm probably not gonna do good, but
That was a crit, everyone.
How am I supposed to DM against this? Yeah, you're like, what necklace? And in that time, you've like swiped his hand and you feel it in your hand and she goes right back to performing. Totally out of character for her.
just a trick my sisters and I used to do in the day when we were hiding from our parents.
There you go. So she palms it off to you.
And I would make my way back to the kitchen and throw it in a boiling pot of water.
Boiling pot of water.
Yep.
Cool.
That is not what you should do.
Definitely not what I said.
Okay. What is Nami doing?
How far away is the Church of Animal?
It's a good ways. It's a good ways.
How long? Like, how much of the day would it probably take?
I think you could walk there in probably an hour. 45 minutes to an hour.
But
I will say, as you look at the diamonds, as a skilled gem thief in your past, probably, it's nowhere near what you need. It's 500 gold pieces equivalent, which is about a tenth of what you'd need.
I'd probably be talking to myself, like, through the process of, like, maybe this will be enough.
Where are you doing
In my
this?
room.
Yeah, I imagine.
Like, crouch in the shadows? Because
Crouch in
I'm
the
still,
shadows.
like, I don't trust anyone to not...
You're weighing it, you're like, you pull the curtain just enough to get some light. I don't know.
Not
check the clarity.
definitely not enough, but
You estimate
maybe
it's about 500 gold equivalent.
I could give it to
So
him.
necklace of fireballs and a boiling pot of water.
Oh my god.
Should be fine. You dump it in and you're just like, what was that?
Just a necklace. Does it look like it reacts with anything as he puts it in there?
Oh my God.
Like changes
Yeah,
it?
At the exact moment?
Explode.
Not yet.
Not yet.
But you do know that it's a necklace that exploded.
Probably would think second, take it back out.
Good choice, coach.
The only I think his logic would be no one would reach in a boiling pot of water for it. Think second about it and throw it under a.
So you reach in the
cabinet.
boiling pot of water.
Hydarion would.
Go ahead and take a d4 of heat damage.
And your hand explodes.
I do like in the moment you're like, nope.
I think that's exactly like he's like, yeah, no one's gonna reach in water. I'm a Triton, and then maybe not.
Now roll me a d100.
Oh, shit.
How does 19 look?
19. As you pull it out, you see one of them sizzling, and it kind of burns up in these sparks and dissipates. Now it's one charge. All right, what do the rest of you do? You've got a little bit, but as you look out the window, you can see now the watch are going up to doors, banging on doors. They're interviewing people. It's only a matter of time before they bang on the door.
I think he'd make his
the
way
blue boat.
back out toward Whistler after stashing the necklace.
Cradling your burning hand.
Well, what are we going to tell the watch when they come?
Tell them the truth. Don't tell them what you did with the investigation, but tell them what you saw. Don't try to lie, my sweet. Don't.
I leave that kind of talking to you. The gnome did have sewer scum on the underside of his boot.
That's where we saw Xanathar. And the automatons.
And the darker figures had a tattoo, a snake with wings on its forearm.
Does that mean something to me?
Yeah, you've seen that a couple times. It's a symbol of Zen.
It looks like we have had violence spilling over into our sweet neck of the woods.
I don't think it spilled over. I think it was deliberately dumped here.
As you say that, boom, 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 on the door. You hear it even from upstairs. You just hear boom, boom, boom.
I'm in the front of the
Yeah, you're there.
I'll
Yeah, you're all.
answer the door.
The three of you are there. You open it up and you see Barnabas Blastwind standing with his staff. Next to him, a very tall sergeant. In fact, so tall he has to duck his head a little to come in the door. He's holding a notepad. He's been taking notes. Behind them, you see 4 watch holding their spears up, kind of at the base of the stairs, not coming in.
I'll run down.
Cool. Yeah. You come running down. All of you are there. And he says, "My name is Detective Inspector Barnabas Blastwind, and I'd like to ask you all a few questions about what just happened. May I come in?"
Please, we can have a table. We'll move some people.
Thank you.
I was closest to the explosion. I can talk to you first if you'd like.
Says, "That would be helpful, but I'm sure I'll find time to speak to all of you." He pulls his gloves off finger by finger.
I hate when people do that.
Does he pull out a pipe?
Lydia
I
loves
quit
that.
this game. I'm not playing with y'all anymore.
How long have you been in this tavern?
Few weeks that we've been open, though we've been fixing it up for a few weeks before that.
You all carry weapons openly. Most tavern owners don't.
We are an adventuring party, and we are also registered with the Magist.
Ah, which of you?
I am.
Wonderful.
I don't have a weapon.
What was the name of that adventuring party?
Finders of the Deep.
Did you get that down, Sergeant? Says, "Indeed I did, sir." You say you've been here for a couple of weeks. Have you any reason to believe someone would choose to attack a dweller, a denizen, a frequenter of Trollskull Alley?
Not really. Avi, the Genasi who died, was a resident here. Sweetest man you've ever met.
Everyone here loved him. He hosted everyone's dinner parties and such a good neighbor to everyone.
No enemies, then?
Not at all.
I can't imagine so.
And the halflings we had seen for a couple of days, maybe a week. They'd been regular performers. I had thought about asking them to come maybe perform in the tavern. They did not strike me, at least, as...
Since we've opened up Trollskull Alley has been a bit more frequented. Just the streets are busier in the past few weeks.
Yes. Seems you've made something of yourselves here other than sell swords. Tell me, the gnome. Did you know him?
I just saw a dead body. Not at all.
Interesting. Is that the dog?
Yes,
snoring?
she is snoring so loud.
So loud.
It's so sweet.
Her nose is tucked into her little paw.
Yeah,
That's,
she's sweet.
That's
It's Torval's dog.
Yeah.
yeah.
What about the 2 men? They were Zint, if you didn't know. Or did you already know that?
I did not know that, but it makes sense. We've seen you before. We saw you investigating some bloody scene when we first got here.
I recall. The 4 of you were walking. Not much escapes me. Least of all, lies. Have you had dealings with the Zints prior?
Afraid we haven't.
No. Deception check.
Yeah, sure will.
How about when
I'm gonna use that nat 20.
Nat 20. All
I'm
right.
using it. So
Use-
the nat
20 is
has been
burned
used.
for that. He looks at you. Strange, most businesses do, you know. They get their fingers into every pie.
Like we said, we have not been open very long, so...
Yeah, perhaps it's just a matter of time.
Before they approach us.
Well,
In my humble opinion, I think it's best to just not get involved with anything like that at all. Hate to discount any customer from any side.
You're wise to do so.
Don't really like the idea of some gang wars on our doorstep, though.
We quite like our home.
Sergeant, why do I recognize the name Finders of the Deep? Cromley says. Well, sir, they're the ones who found Renair. I thought it might be. So you are connected to a Never Ember?
Indeed we are. It's been a dear friend to us.
Interesting. Did he front any of the money for this tavern?
Oh, not at all.
What about his father? Any dealings?
No.
Never
met the
him.
man.
We have heard the rumors, though.
I don't doubt that you have. You dispatched some Xanathar, is that right?
We did.
I thought you said you hadn't had dealings with them.
You asked about the Zentarim.
Oh, right, he did. He takes it.
Damn! Oh my god, I'm gonna give him that.
Yeah, you weren't that.
Sorry.
He's smarter than me.
mishear you?
He's smarter than me. Any cause for them to seek revenge upon you?
I don't think they knew it was us, or they wouldn't have followed us. But
Oh, they know a lot. You know, they've got spies working everywhere. Even innocuous people, children. They know everything that's going on in this city.
Must be hard to try and stay ahead of them then.
If they wanted revenge on us, why wouldn't they hit our tavern? It's right here. It's our source of business.
Yes, that's the question I'm trying to answer, isn't it? I simply want to know why the attack was made, where it was made, who was the intended target. It doesn't seem like an accident. Does it seem like an accident to you?
I don't think it does.
In this part of town, no.
So help me think through it then. Of the victims, whom do you think was the target?
Well, there were, as you said, Zent that were deceased. Avi could not have been the target, but
Avi and his husband work night and day. That's all that they do. They just work, and
Certainly not the bookstore.
it's certainly not the girl at the flower cart.
No, obviously not.
And not Fala.
Fala.
Across the street with the greenhouse.
Was Fala involved in this somehow?
No, they and I were watering flowers.
We're just thinking of all the people that inhabit this street.
That gnome. What did you notice about that gnome?
that he was a gnome.
Is that all?
He was holding a knife.
He was holding a knife, wasn't he? Why, I wonder?
Well, if there were two Zent around him, who knows? Gang violence can be deadly.
Let me ask you this. Hypothetically speaking, if that gnome were purposely approaching this alley, where might he be approaching? There's a bookstore. There's a greenhouse. There's a tavern. Relatively new tavern, run by adventurers who had saved a noble.
There's a smithy.
It's also run by the dead former owner who sometimes pours drinks. Maybe he just likes to see the show.
There was also Avi and Ember made weapons and armor.
Well,
And Fala sometimes brews potions.
I think I see what you're saying now. If that gnome were coming into the alley, it stands to reason that it might be seeking out adventurers, and adventurers that would know how to find who have a tavern.
That's right. And adventurers, well, you ply your trade for money, but nothing was found on that gnome. No money. Nothing to pay a group of adventurers, but I'm puzzled why else he would be here. Is it a favor Could he be currying favor?
If he didn't have any money, maybe he was out to rob someone. Maybe he would rob the girl at the flower cart. She was taking in money.
Unlikely. I think I'm picking up on the detective inspector. For whatever reason, that gnome was seeking us.
Interesting.
He could have been a messenger.
I don't know about these things.
Well, he's not Zint. At least it would stand to reason, right? The two Zint behind him?
You think he was being tailed?
What do you all think? Read the scene. You looked at it.
Enid's dumb. She doesn't know.
I was comforting my friend. Didn't have
What
a
about
moment
you?
to look.
I looked, but I'm used to tracking sea creatures, not things in a city. It was useless to me. I saw dead beings and felt sad for the loss of life, but
Oh, you weren't the least bit curious?
very curious, but I have no information as to why.
I did heal the halfling and asked.
Oh, that was very kind of you. Such a tragedy.
Terrible. The halfling was pretty shaken up. Said wasn't keeping eyes on what was happening, and it all happened so fast. Rather traumatized.
I know. So you weren't interested in the scene at all?
Interested, but could gather nothing. I am no inspector like
But you investigated it?
I looked.
Sergeant Cromley, what was it that gentleman said? Says, oh, one moment, sir. Ah, here we go. Grydor Mauve said that the Triton told everyone to leave before the watch got here. Paraphrasing.
Paraphrasing.
Thank you, Sergeant. Curious what that was about.
I said you may leave unless you want to spend hours talking to the watch. But
Wouldn't you want the watch to get to the bottom of
sure.
who caused this carnage so close to your home?
But I would rather talk to you in my home than out in the streets.
It's interesting, too, because they said you were prodding some of the corpses with your trident. The one by the door there?
Yes,
So you were investigating.
I looked again. As I said, I saw nothing that I could recognize.
Sergeant Cromley, does that make sense to you? I'm afraid it doesn't, Detective Inspector. Me either. Would you like to clarify?
No, I looked and saw nothing that I could recognize. I was concerned for how my friend passed away. Could not decide.
And you showed your concern by prodding the corpses of individuals you didn't know.
Yes, looking to see what I could find.
Well, thank you all. This has been very helpful. I'm so sorry for this tragedy. Maybe best to stay in Waterdeep for a while. We may have more questions as the investigation continues.
Where else would we go? This is our home.
I know. Good.
Is there a place to find you in case we hear some rumors around the tavern?
You can speak with any of the sergeants in the area.
Can you please keep your eye out for a beautiful bird that sings at sundown, and if you find it, return it to Fala? It's their pet.
Will you take a note, Sergeant Cromley? He's like, beautiful bird, sings at sundown.
Did Fala's bed go missing?
When the explosion happened, it shattered the glass of the greenhouse, and the bird flew out. I don't know if he'll come back. Maybe tonight at sundown we should go outside and see if we can listen for him.
Fala will be so lonely without the bed.
True enough, but perhaps the detective inspector doesn't need to know all of this as our plans on comforting our neighborhood.
But I am always interested. So, well, thank you all. It's been very helpful. I look forward to, well, as you think of anything, I look forward to picking your brains some more.
Thank you, Detective Inspector, and thank you for the work you put in. And you as well, Sergeant.
They both kind of nod. He stands up, puts his gloves back on. Good evening.
Evening.
They turn to walk out. He stops and looks at your trident and walks out the door. We are getting some weird mic feedback, that Corey said. Corey, can you take a look and see if you see something that looks like it precedes it? We're trying to figure out what exactly that is. I know it's one of the transmitters, but we haven't yet been able to figure it out. So we'll get there.
I got mine
that one?
on the front, so I don't think I'm touching it.
Wonder
It
if
might have been mine.
mine.
Yeah.
It might have been mine. My shirt might have been.
Thank you for the heads up, Corey. We'll keep our eyes
Sorry
on it.
for the feedback, y'all.
All right. With this, the tavern clears out.
I thought you could get it.
People are all like, yeah, well, I think, thank you all. Kind of clears out. The mother takes her young boy and is like, thank you all again. She kind of looks at you all. Thank you. Realizing you'd mentioned nothing about the fireball. Like, you could tell she's sort of like on the fence, like, thank you. Leaves with her boy. That's
I
really
think it
just
is
the
my
four of
hair
you.
heading the.
Could be. I don't know.
Wow. That was interesting.
You are a terrible liar. So are you. You're great.
I wasn't there. I don't know what happened.
I didn't have anything to say.
No, not at all.
Heidi,
Yes.
did you really tell a bunch of people to just walk away?
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. I set that example. I don't know that it was fully realized that we shouldn't say that to everybody. So it's partly my fault.
Was I there when he said that? I feel like I wasn't.
I think you were.
Yeah.
Okay.
It is a lesson learned.
Well, I went on the rooftops and I saw nothing. I looked as hard as I could. I saw nothing.
What you didn't hear from the rooftops and that boy told us. It's the automaton. Well, actually, the boy didn't tell us. He found a fireball necklace, but a woman, Horn Raven,
Yes. Jezrin.
she told us that she saw a puppet, a man-sized puppet on the rooftops. Thought it was going to wave at her, but instead it cast a fireball. And the boy found the necklace which Enid had, which we've hidden somewhere in the kitchen,
So
I
the,
assume, safely.
Narrator, it wasn't.
It's a safe. Yes.
Hopefully in some rice and not water.
Tugs at the gills a little bit.
Definitely not boiling water. Gills flame.
It should be totally fine as long as it's not exposed to any drastic heat.
And especially if it wasn't frozen anywhere, no one touched it. So, wait, an automaton had a necklace and took the necklace and cast a fireball. And that's all that we know.
Agreed. As well as what was
No,
revealed.
not agreed. I'm asking.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
But it's not all we know, as there was also the scene and what the detective inspector
We
revealed.
should take this talk out of the barroom floor and into our.
It's empty. It's empty right now. Yeah. Yeah. People all were like, well, I've had enough for the day.
The gnome had sewer scum on the bottom of his boots, and the two darker figures had the Zent tattoo on their forearms.
We also heard that a man was seen fleeing the scene. Heavy set, dark or black cloaks, limping, seemed elated, tossed something down and disappeared. So a
Moving
potion or a...
faster than a limping large man should.
Do we know enough about the automatons? Do they need a controller in the area?
I've never seen a thing like them, but we know exactly where they are, as that's what they've continued to say at every parade.
But if someone associated with these automatons is heavy set and maybe walks with a limp, unless they see a healer now, could be. We cannot just run around accusing people. We hold no weight.
I mean, we can.
It's been weeks. I don't remember what they say about the automatons at the parades. Where can we find them?
I'll have to check my notes on what the place is called. I don't recall right now.
The Temple of Gond.
Temple of Gond. The Temple of Gond, it just came to me.
Seems like that might be the first place we need to check out.
No souls. That's the problem. And I don't like the idea that they can throw fireballs.
Well, who gave them the necklace?
Anyone can throw a fireball, Whistler, if you have a necklace.
I know, that's the problem. You see, somebody who's actually choosing to throw it, I like. You can manipulate them. You can tell them not to. They can choose not to.
This one had to be told exactly what to do.
I do not like that at all.
I didn't like it from the start. I hated it.
Oh.
Well, that's interesting, though, because we have two players that we know. The Zentrum and the Xanathoth. The way the detective inspector was talking, that is interesting. That gnome may have been with the Xanathoth. And could have been coming to speak to us.
Did you say he was wearing dark blue, right?
Yep.
But the Xanathar wore purple. Or is that just
There's no real color
That
associated
is
with it that you've seen.
interesting that the detective said he had no form of payment on him, because when I looked at him, he did have a rather large coin purse on his waist.
Did anyone else come up?
No.
I don't think. I think I was the only one to enter the circle and look at it.
We already know the watch is corrupt.
Can I roll an insight?
I'm going to leave that up to you. The way we do
Go
player
ahead.
versus player.
Roll it.
Why don't you roll deception versus Whistler's insight? No,
19.
you got it.
I don't got it at all.
You fully suspect nothing.
I'm like, true enough, those two that were paid by the Zentrum.
We even saw some of the watch corrupt when King Rainey came.
That's exactly what I mean. They were
shouldn't-
paid.
We shouldn't trust them to do anything, not even find Follows Bird. I bet they didn't even write that down.
I think they did. I don't think anything escapes the detective inspector. Also, the watch is incredibly capable.
Also, I think the first thing that we're missing is you saw a pouch and you didn't take it.
It was not mine to take.
Taking evidence as you know the watch is coming, that's insanity. Who would do that?
Why wouldn't you take it before?
Because they, regardless of how they acted in life, they were still dead. We have seen what happens when you disturb the dead unwanted.
Oh no, I don't care a thing about stealing from whoever that was.
I
I
do.
just mean having a detective coming, walking up, one that we've seen, and taking the evidence. That's why we had to hide the necklace.
Yes, I should move that to the freezer now.
The what?
The icebox.
This box. And
FYI, while they were talking to us, I rolled a 16 plus a 6 because I straight up hooped it.
Hook to the diamonds.
Yeah. Like, I seriously, I was like, scratching my butt. I
We
just
all
like,
thought that Nami just had like a gigantic wench.
Yeah.
Just
Let me just
shifting.
adjust this.
breaches.
No, I'm listening.
Awesome. I love it.
Shifting from one leg to the other.
but why here? And why blow up everything?
It's a message. We all know that it's for us.
We just have to figure out why.
And decipher the message.
Exactly.
A number of people want the Stone of Galore. They've made us offers.
I think because we are in with Mr. Neverember, Lord Neverember,
Or,
they think we have the best shot at it.
by law.
We should speak with him. I wonder if he knows what has happened.
What about Master Starsong?
Wait, who was the name of the...
The elf.
Oh, I meant Dabble. Never mind.
Oh,
Not Firelight. Dabble.
I wouldn't ask Davil at all. That's revealing our hand to somebody who can read it without us even putting it down.
But I do think that maybe, since our eyes everywhere, that, maybe someone knows we're helping them on the hunt.
There is the Black Network. We haven't dealt with that with this Manchun character.
I think the time is fast approaching where we are going to have to choose a side and maybe put this rumor to rest one way or another, or we will never be able to run a tavern without fireballs impacting the alley.
There's only one side. My side. And I won't be shoved into another one.
I would say our side, but my
Well-
side works just fine.
For me, at least.
The Zentrum will pay us a handsome price. The Castellanters will also give us their full resources if we give them the Stone of Galore.
No.
That's what Trust told me, because they're trying to pay off my grandfather, which would probably take the entirety of this fabled sum of money.
I'd prefer not to give the money to them.
However, it'd be nice if they stopped killing the children.
Are they killing them? Do we know that?
Whatever they're doing to the children.
I don't like whatever that. That's a thread that will tie up at some point. The Xanathars perhaps wanted to make a deal. Or maybe they don't. Maybe they want to kill us. Don't know. We haven't really dealt with them. The Black Network, big question mark.
I don't know about any of this.
There are too many sides in this war.
I think the first thing we need to do is investigate these automatons.
I think that is our freshest and easiest lead, yes.
I guess if we know who controls the automatons and who controls those people, then we might have a bit more of an answer.
From Adam. Thank you.
Everybody works for somebody.
And we need to tread lightly.
Who do we work for?
We work for ourselves.
Sifs?
More ourselves. But even we have people to answer to. Gods, devils, parents.
I think when you say parents, Enid is like, oh shit.
We need to tread lightly, though. The detective, he will be around, and we don't know exactly what others were telling him. And we weren't exactly the most truthful with him.
I think we can expect that detective will be our shadow from now on.
Most likely.
Oh, what's up, Andrew? Thank you. Castle Mac, Andrew with the Twitch Prime.
Oh, hey, Andrew.
We were not guilty of anything, so we do really have nothing to fear.
Holding information from an investigation is also a punishable crime in Waterdeep.
That is true.
Also, removing evidence from the scene.
Captain,
Why?
If you saw a pouch of diamonds, you wouldn't take it.
We've already gone over it, not when a detective's coming.
Oh,
It's a whole lot of diamonds. Just as you all look, I mean, you can't help but be like, oh shit.
I mean,
500 gold pieces worth of diamonds.
they're here now, so wonderful
yeah.
job.
We might as well, you know.
Yes, we should use that.
Captain,
well
you got
use
me
them.
questioned. He could have locked me in the brig.
Well, fortunately, you didn't have them on you. And fortunately, I don't think he was prepared to go where they were. Might want to boil these.
Whistler's gills, Whistler Hydarian's gills flare.
Oh no.
I'm good.
The automatons we should find. Yes, tread carefully. Expect that we're probably going to get caught at some point, so we need to figure out something.
She just winked at me.
Yeah, Nancy just woke up from the king nap.
All right, what's the plan, Finders of the Deep?
Go investigate these automatons.
Automaton.
Yeah, it's automaton time.
All right.
We can do that, but perhaps we should also bury a friend.
That'll come.
Okay.
You would have seen outside that they were collecting all the bodies of evidence and taking them to a morgue, presumably.
I imagine that when a water genasi dies, their body just like dries up.
Oh, yeah. Ugh.
I'm sorry.
On that
Can't
morbid
help it.
note, we'll be right back. We're going to take our first break, and the investigation will continue in 10 minutes. See y'all in a bit.
I wish I had
Hey everyone, and thank you for tuning in to us here at Castle Mac. We're so happy that you came.
The point of this video is just to do a little bit of housekeeping on the break. That way when you come back, we can just jump straight back into the action with whatever show that you were watching. If you're watching us live right now on Twitch, you can go ahead and mash that follow button up here. If you're watching us a little bit later on YouTube, you can mash that subscribe button right down here. We stream live on Twitch on Tuesdays and Sundays, both at 7:30 Eastern Standard Time, and we try to upload our videos to YouTube about 48 hours later, so you can follow us there, youtube.com/CastleMac. If you want to talk to us outside of our streams, then you can go ahead and follow us on Twitter. Sometimes we post schedules there if we're going to be streaming in between. We have some friends of ours that stream on our channel, the Macolites. We also do a Marches-style campaign with some of our friends in our Discord, and that happens periodically. So if you want to know when, you can just follow us on Twitter. Our Twitter handles are all CastleMac and then our first name. You can follow me, I'm CastleMac Lydia. You can follow Raven. You can follow our DMs, Stephen and Johnny. You can follow any of us and you can find our names right underneath of our characters and our nameplates. So we would love it if you would follow us, and you can find us on our other streams there. And also if you want to talk to us off of Twitter, you can follow us on our Discord. We have a Discord server. You just go to our Twitch channel, scroll down a little bit, and you can follow that link. We are there pretty much all the time. There are people from all over the world, so no matter what time you're chatting, I guarantee there will be someone there to chat back at you. It's so much fun. Everyone there is so nice. And I just want to talk now a little bit about what goes on during our Twitch streams. So for every 500 bits donated or every sub, we get a divine reroll. That is basically the gods saying, you can re-roll that terrible D20 roll that you just made as a player. If you roll badly, you can re-roll that and hope for better. But also, if the DM rolls really hot and it's gonna hurt us, we can make him re-roll that in hopes that he won't hurt us quite so badly. So it's great. And with those bits, it allows us to upgrade some of our equipment. We've been able to get new microphones, so we sound so much better than we used to. We have these lapel mics. We're hoping to get some new cameras in the future. And with those bits, we're able to pay artists from Twitter that we find to do character portraits. We found some on Facebook that are really great. We've been able to commission a new theme song for our Waterdeep Dragon Heist campaign. The art looks amazing, and we're so happy to be able to give that back to artists that we found. So with that, we are so happy that you are here. We are so thankful to have you as a viewer and a subscriber and a chatter in our Discord. We hope that you will stay around, because in the next few minutes, we'll be coming back to whatever show you're watching. We're so happy that you're here. So thank you so much.
All right, welcome back to Waterdeep Dragon Heist as we pick up Chapter 3. The heroes are investigating what happened in Trollskull Alley last episode. Thus far, they've determined there were some Zints that were killed, a gnome that they didn't recognize but was carrying a significant amount of money and was holding a dagger in his hands. Several innocents were also killed, including a good friend of the party's. They've got the law questioning them, breathing down their necks, trying to find any cracks in their story.
Trying to find a boiled fireball.
And we pick up
Are these the ones
where?
you don't like?
What do you all wish to do?
No, but you have to keep them clusters.
What time of day is it, first of all?
After everything, it's now about 3 o'clock. You've got maybe, now that it's getting to fall, maybe 3 hours before sundown. So the evening is advancing, but it's still plenty of daylight left.
You said you saw a heavyset man, or a heavyset man was seen disappearing. Have we looked at where he disappeared yet?
That was my thought as well. We could see what we could try to figure out. But I don't know. We could try it. It's another potential lead.
It would be nice to go for a little walk.
There's so many ways he could have gone.
Well, it's through the backyard. We know exactly where.
But if there's a sewer entrance there, and we saw sewer scum on the gnome's feet.
There are a ton of sewer entrances, though, all over the city.
One right by a school.
Right by a school. Apparently, I don't remember it.
Neither does Heidi.
Yeah, that's right. You were dead.
My intellect was devoured.
Your intellect was devoured.
It was just me and Nami carrying you fools. How's Strong Peter?
Strong Peter's fine. Torval has been out in the workshop / stable taking care of Strong Peter. He got questioned, but he didn't
How about
see
the
anything.
wagon?
The wagon's fine. It was unharmed, and the wagon is pretty much done. Looking nice. Heidi painted it blue. It's in good shape. Repaired all the fire damage. Have bought some new canvas to go over the top. And Brickbelly's been using it for deliveries.
shipments?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Was Brickbelly around?
Brickbelly was not around. Brickbelly was off doing some business somewhere.
Let's at least go look and check that box off. It's an easy 5-minute walk, at the very least.
Agreed. Let's go. We'll think about what else to do.
Before we go, perhaps there's someone in the house who might be able to assist us. Maybe felt something strange.
Are you talking about Sif? I don't think we can communicate with him anymore. I can't do it again. That was a one-time thing. Unless we get somebody in here to speak with dead. But then again, if we had somebody to do that, why wouldn't we just ask the dead bodies?
Maybe we could leave a pen and paper out and see if he can write something, but we'll just leave and see if he does it while we're gone.
He seems to communicate with me or Dia.
I think just through actions.
You've definitely never heard a voice respond. You've heard her talking, but you've never heard a clear response.
My purple notebook that I bought, that I've been writing my friends and foes in.
Right. Enid's burn book.
I also cut out magazine or paper clippings.
Broadsheets.
Yes.
They're called broadsheets in
Okay.
Waterdeep.
But anyways, I would leave that behind on the bar with like a pencil
quill.
or a quill or something, and just like Sif, if you have anything you want to say.
Cool. You leave it behind.
Sif's a scratch sheet.
I'm gonna go get ready upstairs for without being sure, I think I'm putting on all the gear.
Yeah.
I dig it.
Enid has no gear.
True. I got...
Yeah, I think
You're
Hydarian-
looking in your new mirror, your new big vanity, putting everything on, checking it twice.
Hey, I'm sorry, can I ask you a question? I just thought about something. You said about the monocle, it was any human tracks.
Humanoid.
Human, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Hydarian would put on his armor, but he'd put on that big purple Admiralty cloak that he got
right.
over top of it.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah. I think, take a second to get ready. Also processing the emotional fallout of
Oh, it's rough.
of what happened.
It's rough. Imbric is gone. He left, presumably with the body or something. Yeah.
I'm going to, if it's possible, I think I'm going to take out some of the diamonds.
Yeah, no problem.
And
I think they're in roughly like 50 gold piece denominations, so call it 10 diamonds that are roughly worth 50 apiece.
There are 10 diamonds in there?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Just for ease, I'm saying.
I'll probably take out one, and then I think I'm going to try to... Is there any way I can hide the rest behind the blue boat sign out front?
Yeah, absolutely. Why don't you roll me a stealth check with advantage? Or a sleight of hand, your choice.
And I will use my Tiger Claw to reroll.
Okay.
Uh, 8 plus 6?
14? Yeah, you stash it in kind of between some of the boards and feel like you jam it in pretty good. Cover it up pretty solidly. 14's pretty good. Someone would have to be looking for it probably to find it, right? All right. Where to? What's next for the Finders of the Deep? It takes you all about 20 minutes to get ready because Whistler's taking his time.
I don't have anything to do or put on. I have no gear.
Yeah.
I would like to stare out the window at the Follows greenhouse.
Yeah, you can see them up there kind of sweeping up glass and...
How are the plants doing?
Pretty much fine.
Like environment.
It was really kind of just the concussion of the blast. You can tell that Fala's done something to take care of them. In fact, you see they've put a lot of like canvas over some of the plants that maybe need warmth. The other ones seem to be doing fine. Nothing looks like it was damaged overly, other than the windows.
Yeah. Was it all the windows or just one?
3. It was 3 windows of like 8.
I mean, after I'm ready, yeah, I think head over to try to find, like, through the backyard to try to see if we can find any evidence.
Okay, on your way out, Myrdia's like, I'll close up for the day, I think. Torval can help out if we need. It's just the evening chores.
Thank you, Myrdia.
Well,
I would give Myrdia a hug.
She pats you. She looks in shock, but, you know.
Torval still has a few weapons, yes. I'm sure there's nothing to worry about, but maybe keep some at hand and lock up the doors.
We'll do that.
on our way out, Imbric said that he had a shield he'd like for Darian to get some use out of it. Seemed strange it was that was on his mind at the time, so it might be important.
Must be.
You can swing by there after we look in the backyard.
It's on the way. You might as well.
And I think he might like... And I'd like grab a thing of like wine.
Yeah. One of the good bottles.
Yeah. He might like some comfort.
All right.
That's the least we can do.
You make your way into the alley, and there are still watch, and you can see that they seem like they're setting up to be there for a while. They've set up 2 tents on either entrance to Trollskull Alley. There are, again, seems to be 6 on at any given time, and a sergeant. They're all just standing watch. You see some residents come in, and you see the sergeant kind of questioning them, and then, come on, kind of off in the distance. You all enter the alley where Tally said he saw the man leaving. And you quickly find some little shards of glass and a cork that is kind of rolled off to the side.
A cork?
I think Hydarian would kind of kneel down and look at it. Is there, like, any recognize it, like, liquid on the ground?
Why don't you roll survival for me, my dude? Get some tracking on.
You know what? We're gonna spend one of these.
Spend them up.
That's good.
You look at it, and I mean, you can't find any actual liquid. There's kind of a pungent, almost acrid smell to it. It's clear that whatever this wasn't alcohol or water. But besides that, you just don't get any knowledge.
I do not understand. Enid, you understand magic maybe a little better than me.
Probably a lot better.
You've been spending so much time with Vala. They might have shown you
Maybe
something similar to this with the potions.
Either they transported or they disappeared. It's something within the realm. Turned invisible. One of these possibilities, if we could narrow it down, that would be helpful.
Okay, let me take a look. What do I roll?
You can roll Arcana.
Arcana?
Smells check.
Yeah,
Let
make
me
a
do
smells,
a smells
check.
check.
I think it'd be
The
Arcana
old sniff
at this
check.
point. Yep.
I'm a plus thrice. Oops.
Give you some luck.
Dice are hot tonight, Lid.
Just this one.
Ouch.
Yeah. Better put
Did you say that
right
in a
next to the
boiling
fire-
pot of water?
Put that right next to the fireball necklace for safekeeping.
Just in that boiling pot.
Yeah, you're like, oh yeah, that's etherealness. That's something that made them go ethereal. Like you just.
But I know that would
concoction.
take 10 minutes.
You don't.
to
You know that this
shampoo
was
on.
not 10 minutes to shampoo on. This was something more instantaneous than that.
Okay. Etherealness from a potion would last an hour.
I don't know that you would know that.
Okay.
You would know that smells like something you've smelled before in magic school that
Yeah.
you were kind of flunking out of.
Yep.
It's like, oh, I know this is etherealness one way or the other.
Okay, I'd explain. Well, this potion, it doesn't really make you invisible. It just makes you go to, I guess, do you know what the ethereal plane is?
Of course. Who doesn't?
Well, it puts you there. It puts you there for a time, so you can look down and you can see this plane, but you can't interact with it. But I don't know how long it keeps you there. So,
But that is rather unfortunate.
Even a few minutes would have been good enough to lose the tracks, so...
and you can move around up there, so
And come back out at a different place.
yes.
So it's like a sewer, just not in Waterdeep.
No,
Around
not
Waterdeep.
even on the plane.
You know, it'd be
And
like,
there's no dirty water.
like stepping through the veil of a painting. Running through a painting to another painting and coming back out where you wanted to come
Then
out.
you have destroyed 2 paintings, Whistler. That is...
Well, you wouldn't destroy the painting. I dare you.
Oh my goodness.
Either way, they're not here now, and it sounds like they made a quick escape.
Do we see anything else?
That's really all you see. You can check. You can roll survival for me. Not much. You all do as you're looking. You look back and you can see Tally is standing kind of in his back door, looking down at you all. He's taking his smock off now, and he's like, I wish there was more I could tell you. I told the inspector everything I told you. I wish I had known. I could have maybe stopped him. But he was wounded. I don't think he was the one who caused the explosion, or knew about it, but still seemed strangely happy. I've been playing it over and over in my head, and I just don't know. Both wounded and elated. It doesn't make sense. I don't understand it.
Anyone running from a scene of a crime is suspicious, as I have learned, so...
Well, he's certainly suspicious. I mean, you wouldn't run otherwise, I would imagine. But I don't know.
Potentially just saved this man the trouble. A fortuitous end to have somebody else do the deed that you thought you wanted to do. And quite a bit more public than I imagine this one would have handled.
I wish I could tell you more. Black robe, cloak, really. Heavy set, moved quickly, seemed wounded and elated.
Well,
We didn't see
we'll
any
find
blood on the ground, did we?
No, you didn't see blood.
Tally, you've been incredibly helpful. Quick question. Did you also tell the detective inspector that you told us that information?
No, he didn't ask, and I didn't think that was pertinent. I did not.
Very good. Stay safe. Lock your doors tonight.
Of course. Good luck.
Thank you.
Stopping by Avi Numbrix now.
You go in, the door is still ajar. And when you were talking with him, break out on the front porch and you ran to the scene. Door is just hanging there. Some candles inside have burned low, wax piled up around them. You push the door open. You can see that there was a pot left on the boil. The food is now blackened and the fire has died out. You walk back into the forge. Its fire now unlit. First time you've ever seen it dark back there. And as you all push through the door and see various instruments of war that are in various states of creation, you see very raw-looking sword shapes that have yet to be hammered into the beautiful constructions that they make. You do see a beautiful rapier hanging on the back, and you can see a tag hanging on it, probably a custom job for someone. And Hydarian, there you stare at a recently polished shield. It's brass and steel in a beautiful design. It's a triangular shield, perfectly triangular, and it's got a squid head with its like tentacles kind of coming down, sort of down to the point of the triangle. And you can see that where its beak would be, there's a small little hole, sort of a reservoir. You kind of look at it and it seems like there's nothing that goes in there. After you attune to this, Castle Max Out, we just tell people what magic items are. This is a +1 shield, and as a reaction, you can cause a Dex 15 check after someone hits you. If they fail, they become blinded until the end of your next turn, as ink squirts out on their face. You can only do that reaction once per short rest.
Ink shield.
Tight.
Yep. That's pretty. An inky tight boy shield.
This is a wonderful gift. Excellently crafted.
I don't know that it's a gift, my dear. I think this is a transaction.
Take out some gold pieces and kind of leave them on the counter.
No, not that. It's a task to perform. Revenge. Justice. That's the price. And only we can pay it.
While they're doing that, I'll walk as gently as I can to probably where I know their bedroom is.
Yeah.
And just leave the bottle of wine like in the doorway.
Got it.
And then quietly go back out.
Yep. You see the big king-size bed, blankets not made, 2 large walk-in closets. Set it on one of the nightstands. Walk back out.
Fuck you, man. I'm just kidding.
I don't know what the problem is.
I do.
Yeah, I think Whistler's uncomfortable in there for sure.
It's quiet. It's never been quiet before. There's always voices talking, laughing, sound of the forge, but it's eerily still now.
I'll walk back down. You know, I think the sooner we head out, the sooner we can clear our minds of all of this. Have a task at hand. Let's get to it.
This will never clear my mind.
Well, either way, we should start walking as quickly as we can.
I agree. The absence that hangs in this house now is a bit too much for my heart to take.
The house, the street, all of it.
Where to, gang?
Well, shall we find the automatons?
I think at least a look is worth the evening.
Can I think back to when we first saw the automatons and the man that we spoke to about them?
Yeah, it just seemed to be a performer. What are you trying to remember?
Was he very tall and fat?
No.
If this was intended for us, we will be revealing ourselves by going in there. Although maybe somebody bought one. Either way, we should be He's pretending. Maybe we're interested. We just wanted to come to see the wonderful things they have.
Immediately after they attacked us?
It's all risky at this point. I don't know what the best thing is, to be honest.
There is no easy way to go about this, but at the very worst, we can play dumb.
We can say that we need one to work in our tavern because we keep having to let go our waitresses.
Clever. See, always wrap a lie close to the truth.
What waitress are we firing?
Well, like, I know that some of my employers would probably want to replace me with an automaton.
Just be more efficient and give Mary a day off.
This is true. I guess we can go along with that. That
Everyone
seems
in town
believable
knows
enough.
Quick aside, Forgotten VTK bot reminded me in chat, because I couldn't remember the name of where it came from. That magic item comes from a thing called the Griffin Saddlebag, which is, you can find them on Reddit, and they have like the coolest magic item, so go check them out. They post like every day or something, some new magic item. I just happened to be on Reddit and saw that. I was like, that's perfect.
Hey, we haven't done any trivia.
Oh my gosh, we haven't done any trivia. Why? So you all are heading to the House of Inspired Hands, was that right?
Yeah.
I think, yeah.
Okay, let's do a first trivia here real fast. Sorry, we forgot about that.
Inspired hands.
We got rolling. So here we go, guys. This is an easy one. This is a gimme. Okay, if you've been paying attention at all, we will send you this Blue Boat sticker. This is courtesy of Blue Ruin Relics. And here's the question. All you got to do is be the first one in the Twitch chat to reply with the correct answer. If you get it, PM me and send me your address. We will mail you this sticker. The first question is, who was the important NPC who died last episode? Important to the players, not necessarily important to the plot. We'll clarify that. Okay. So, I'm going to fast forward as you guys arriving at the House of Inspired Hands. Is that accurate? Is that what you guys wanted to do?
Correct.
Okay. Okay, and with that, Nerdy Viking got it first. Boom, Adam, my boy. We will mail this to you momentarily. Shoot me. You've already shot me your address, I know, because I'm really bad. But shoot me another. Shoot it to me again, and I'll get that in the mail to you shortly. Shoot it.
Double shoot it.
Fire from the hip.
Slide it into
Like a
his
fireball.
DMs.
Fireball his DM.
Fireball up my DMs. We'll have some more trivia before the end of the night, okay? So hang on. All right. You all find the House of Inspired Hands. It's not hard. It takes some asking around. It's in the Sea Ward, just on the cusp, just on the edge between the Sea Ward and the Castle Ward. And it looks like the cross between a temple and a workshop. You see piles of wood and bits of metal outside, and hand carts and wagons of all sizes. You don't see anyone coming or leaving at the time, but you can see some windows. It's 2 stories. You see some windows are bright, and you can almost hear the sounds of hammering from inside. The symbol of Gond, which is a toothed cog with 4 spokes, is displayed prominently over the double door entrances, big wooden doors. You see big brass knockers, and they're shaped like cogs.
Thing.
You hear the door slides open, and you see this elf woman, tall. She's got her hair put up with 2 paintbrushes. Her hands are kind of covered in paint. And you can see she has like this sash that's made of leather with all these pouches. And you just see like screwdrivers and like little files and paintbrushes and all kinds of like stuff.
Tinkering stuff.
To all kinds of tinkering stuff. It's like the sweetest tool belt ever.
Like a tool bandolier.
Basically, it's a tool bandolier. And she looks at you all and she's like, yes, what can I do for you? Have you come to look at our wares?
That's exactly what we're here for. We've been seeing the parades and...
wonderful.
What's the proper term for the non-person persons that you have?
Well, there's only one, and we call him our Nimblewright. Nim for short.
Nimblewright? Oh, there's only one. I was hearing that you were making more.
We do other sorts of what you might call an automaton, but the only sort of... very nearly free-willed one is Nim, our Nimblewright. You must have seen him in one of the parades. Yes,
That's exactly it.
We're very proud of our creations here.
Nearly free-willed?
Yes, well, they are susceptible to suggestion. Please, I'll tell you more. Come in, come inside, please. She opens the door, and you guys come in, and you see there's this big main hall, and you see 24 of these marble pedestals, and on each one, some little technological wonder sits. Various things. An example, you see a miniature model of a mechanical dragon turtle, and it has a brass plate affixed to it that says, Big Belchy, sank in Deepwater Harbor on the Day of Wonders in 1363 DR. And she kind of points, she's like, only a miniature, the full-size one is something to behold. You keep looking at some other ones. You see a miniature model of a red submarine that's shaped like a manta ray. And it says, the Scarlet Marpanoth, Lintonese submersible launched in 1489 DR, just 2 years ago. You see a wooden flying machine, and she's like, watch this. She picks it up with her finger, it's about this big, pulls something, and it sort of flies up and flies around the room a little bit and comes right back into her hand.
Are these examples and just miniatures of things you've built all over the place?
Indeed we have. It's like, yes. You know, there are many skilled hands at work here, and they've created some truly remarkable things, but never anything quite as remarkable as Nim, in my opinion.
I was sure that there was somebody inside of it.
There is not.
Sure.
Yeah, there is not. It's really quite remarkable. What can I do for you? What interests you? Is it that you saw Nim in the parade? You were asking a lot of questions about Nim.
Well, we do have a tavern, and as Enid pointed out, we've lost a lot of help. We've had to let them go. We didn't know if there was something like Nim that I could have.
That never gets tired, never needs breaks.
You're not the first to inquire about that.
I'm sure we aren't.
We're careful not to make them into workers that can be exploited. They're works of art, really. So, in fact, if you'd like to speak with him, that'd be fine.
Speak with.
Nim?
With Nim.
I would love that.
He speaks?
He does now.
Now.
Rudimentary. His language is roughly a small child. What are human years? 28? Is that a child for a human? No, younger than that. Young child. I don't.
Far younger.
Anyways, yeah, he can speak, and I'd be happy to let you all have a conversation with him. Did I mention that these devices are built really utilizing materials purchased from the donations of generous patrons?
Well, I'm afraid I only have a bit of gold that I could give, but a donation nonetheless.
She says, that would be so generous of you. And by the way, I'm the Lady V. You just holler if you'd like to speak with me. I'm going to wait down here if it's okay with you. I've got some paint drying, and I don't want to be a burden. But Nim is... She shows you a little alcove that leads to a small staircase. She's like, he's just right up there. He might be a little bit shy at first. We did that to make him seem a little less off-putting. So.
Sure. I can imagine. I'll drop 10 gold, by the way.
Cool. And she's kind of like, thank you very much, yes. And into a little brass bowl. Well, as I said, holler if you need me, and welcome to the House of Inspired Hands. Are any of you tinkerers?
No, these hands were only good for playing instruments, I'm afraid.
I wouldn't call myself a tinkerer, however,
Yeah.
I've been known to be able to fix things when I need to.
So, I'm not sure I take your meaning, but incredible. You're welcome here anytime, please. If you'd like to learn, I can show you some rudimentary... Well, I can teach you to paint, to craft. We do all kinds. Metal, wood, fabrics.
Now you're speaking my language.
Anyways, I'll let you all to it. You can pretty much ask him anything, but don't expect robust responses. His intelligence, as I said, is minuscule, to say the least.
Did you all have a collective hand in creating them, or was it one of you in particular?
No, there were numerous people who participated, but to be honest, I was the lead engineer on it. He is my magnum opus, and there is much improvement to be made, but I believe that the next iteration can be something truly remarkable.
I don't mind saying I'm a little afraid of it being any more remarkable than it already is.
is quite astounding.
Well, thank you all. I appreciate it. You'll note that it is not magic, although the worshippers of Mystra would have you believe otherwise. It is purely technology. Progress, if you will. No magic in these hands. No magic in them.
I have to know. Well, we're going to go speak to Nim and we'll be back.
Enjoy. Thank you for the donation.
Guess as we get farther, we're like, only one. Well, only one like Nim. That doesn't necessarily mean that there's not others that look like Nim.
Prototypes.
I thought that there was more than one at the parade.
There were other automatons, but there was only one humanoid one.
Like, there were things that were moving on their own.
Yeah,
but
there was only one that had, like...
Human features.
There were other ones that were human-shaped, but there was only one that straight up was, like
waving.
the cut above. Yeah.
One was a walking trash can, and the chalice just...
Gonk.
Gonk?
Yeah, the gonk droid in
Gonk.
Star Wars? Gonk.
Yes.
You all ascend these stone steps and you find a wooden arced or kind of curved door. It's actually kind of short. It's maybe only about 5 feet high, so some of you would have to duck a little bit to get in there. And you can see that it's these wooden slats, but they're kind of separated. They've got maybe about a half an inch between them, and you can see light coming from within, and you actually hear like metal scraping metal, like some sounds kind of like that.
should we knock? Would it be rude?
I think you should knock. I wouldn't want to be surprised.
Yeah, but it's a thing without a soul.
I'll knock anyways.
All right, you hear the scraping stop in here. The door slides open, and you look down to see this little wooden face, blue gems of eyes glowing, a mouth that is basically just a straight, like, brass encircled hole, and it kind of looks up at you. It's sort of hard to make out whether it's making eye contact with you. So it says, "Can I help you?"
Hello,
Hello,
I'm Nami.
I'm Nim.
Nim, nice to meet you, Nim.
Nice to meet you.
These are my friends here.
Nice to meet you.
Enid.
Enid.
Whistler.
Whistler.
Hi, Darian.
Hi, Darian. What can I do for you?
We heard that you could have a conversation, and we thought we would come and talk to you.
I would enjoy that. Please come in. You look in this room and you see there is a small bed, like a child-sized bed, but you see a big workbench and you can see things being worked on. You see all kinds of little trinkets and you see tools that have been set very neatly to the side. And it closes the door. What would you like to talk about?
These are quite lovely. Have you been working on them all day?
I have been working on them for many days.
What else do you do during the day?
Mostly just that, or train with the lady. It's how I improve myself.
I noticed a bed. Do you sleep?
I don't, but I could rest if I felt tired.
Do you feel tired?
I don't know.
Do you dream?
What is dreaming?
I suppose not.
What did you do today?
I worked. I studied. I trained with the lady.
The Lady V, or another lady?
The Lady V. Have you met her?
We did. She's very, very nice.
She's asked me to call her mother, so I do.
That makes sense.
Do you collate with mother?
I don't know what that means.
Well, I don't know what else she'd be if not your mother.
What do you do when you train together?
I learn the tricks for the parades. Mother says it will make people like me.
Wasn't there a parade yesterday? Or today?
No, it's been several weeks. We jumped ahead in time a lot last episode, remember?
Oh, okay, I guess.
Yep.
Are there any earlier versions of you?
Earlier versions.
Prototypes?
Not that I know of. Why do you ask?
We're just curious about.
We've never seen anything like you. You're the only one of you. You're unique.
Have you seen another like me? Is that why you're here?
We seem to think so. We had heard that. We didn't see personally, but somebody said they saw, so we thought we'd come here.
Oh dear. Why do you say that? Because that is my sibling. I made her in the image of Mother. But she escaped 3 weeks ago.
Does Mother know about her?
No,
Did you give her a name?
no. I only called her sibling.
Could she talk like you?
No.
Well, it sounds like you have a secret. So now we can all share that secret with you. And keep it.
Do you know what that means?
I think so. Something we don't tell Mother.
Exactly.
That has been my life's goal.
Does she have blue eyes like you?
She does. She is more crude than me. My hands are not as skilled as Mother's. But I was lonely.
Was she very. Could someone easily convince her to do something?
I don't know what that means.
Well, let me just lay it out for you, Nim. Best to not be abstract. Somebody saw what I'm assuming is your sibling, running across the rooftops as they used a necklace. It's not the actual necklace, I know we left that. A bit like this to cast a fireball. Do you know what that is?
I do not.
It is an explosion of sorts. It killed a number of people.
Sibling hurt people.
Sibling hurt people.
Some people lost their mothers.
Nim is very sorry.
I'm sure you are. But, Nim, I think we need to find Sibling.
I think you do. Nim has been working on something. Walks over to the bench. Picks up a strange device. It's kind of a long tube made of wood, and you see two metal rods kind of sticking out of the front of it. He says, "This was to find Sibling. Allow me to demonstrate." And he flicks a switch, and you hear this, and the two rods, ting, 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 and as he points it at himself, it's like, ting, 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 ting. It doesn't actually make any sound, but the metal kind of straining against it. And then he points it away from him, and the rods close again.
How close do you think we'd have to be to pick this up?
I don't know.
We can find out as we leave.
True enough. Well, anything else that might help us find Sibling?
I don't know.
Is there a way to have Sibling rest? Maybe on command.
What do you mean? Like sleep?
Yes.
Like dream?
Maybe not.
I do not know.
Very good.
Wait.
What?
Any way to.
Go ahead.
You go ahead, Enid.
What do you do when you're not tinkering with something or you're not training? What do you do in between those times?
There is nothing between those times.
Okay.
Is that what dreaming is?
That's what resting is.
The time between time.
The time between doing things.
Dreaming is a time where your mind is picturing places that you've been and seen, things that you would like to see, and things that may happen all at once. It's like an entire world, or multiple worlds. You could see any number of things.
Perhaps just like the reason you made sibling in the image of mother.
That sounds nice. I would like to dream.
Sounds like you already did when you made her.
Perhaps.
Well, I suppose we'll take that and we're going to find Sibling. Sibling has been a bad, bad girl right now.
Will you tell Mother?
No.
No, I do not think we will. We can try to return Sibling to Nim.
But please don't make another.
But I am lonely.
Well,
What if you asked your mother to help you?
we could come and visit. I would visit. I like to make friends.
Friends. I would look forward to that.
Nothing makes a friendship like a secret.
Because it is ours.
Because it is ours and we share it, and nobody else can have it.
I understand.
That means that we're all friends now.
Nami and Enid, Whistler, Hydarion, and Nim.
I'm so happy we're friends.
What is happy?
Happy is when your face goes like this.
Happy is the feeling of not being lonely.
I understand.
We will try and find Sibling. And if we get the chance, maybe we can bring Sibling back here.
Mother might not like that. Not if she's been bad.
Try and avoid bringing Mother in on the secret.
It's doubtful that Sibling is going to come back.
I understand. Well, thank you all for visiting.
We'll see you soon.
It's been a pleasure to meet you.
We are so happy to meet you.
I am happy to meet you.
It is good to have another friend, Nim.
Goodbye.
It is good. Nim walks over to the door. Thank you all for coming.
I'm gonna hug them.
Nim responds, kind of doing the motions.
I think Hydarion would have grabbed the locator tube.
The PKE meter.
Yeah. put it in his backpack as he walked out.
Nim closes the door behind you all. You just see that one blue eye. The door closes. You come downstairs, you find the Lady V has a monocle magnifier on her eye. She's like tinkering on something. You see a paintbrush applying some paint to it. Looks like a small, like a miniaturized wagon, except there's no horse. She's like, well, did you speak with Nim? Quite remarkable, really, right? If I do say so myself. I had some help, but you know.
I hope you don't mind. We now consider ourselves Nim's friends.
Oh, that's wonderful. I'm not sure he understands the concept, but
I don't know that I'd be so sure.
remarkable. Well, come back anytime, and remind you that we generate such wonders on the generosity of our benefactors.
For purchase?
Well, we could certainly arrange something, but most of these devices are, well,
Expensive.
they are that indeed. Well, I'll tell you what. I've been working on something, and if you're truly friends of Nim's, I'll let you walk out of here with it. Bring it back at some point if you would. You look like adventurers, unless I'm mistaken. Maybe these can come in handy. I don't know. She walks over to a chest, opens it, rummages through some stuff. You see her take this metal backpack out and set it to the side. She picks up this box that has like a weird kind of grill on the side, puts that down. She's here we go. And it's just these 2 pieces of wood, about 1 foot long each. And you can see that there's a cross piece about 6 inches down, about halfway down, and a strap. And she's like, they're adjustable stilts. She says, look, you put them on, reach down, and you see those little recess button out to about 4 feet long. It's like, you can wear them, do that on the fly. I don't know if they're helpful, but I've got nothing to do for them. So here you are. Whoever wants them, take them with you.
We will. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Enjoy.
How useful.
We should return. Hopefully with more donations and hopefully just to spend time with him.
How exciting. Come back anytime, won't you?
We certainly will. Thank you, Lady V.
You're very welcome. Pleasure to meet all of you, and thank you for spending time with Nim. That's really special. No one's ever done that. Other than me, of course.
Of course.
He does seem to adore you.
Well, I guess I'm the only person he really knows, if he can know anyone.
He considers you his mother.
I know, a bit strange. I must have mentioned it while I was teaching him things about the world, and it really stuck with him, so I suppose I'll play it out, but a bit strange.
Not so much. Good mommies are hard to come by.
She's like, I suppose so. Well, everyone have a pleasant evening. Thank you for coming in again.
And you.
Thank you. Leave. So I don't know that I fully understand the stilts. So you put them on the bottom of your shoes.
And then you hit a button and you could be 4 feet taller. That's it. That's all they are.
That shit's gonna save our life sometime later in the game.
That's legit all they are.
Is that in the book?
Yes.
Here, give the adventurers this useless piece of shit item.
You know what? Useless shit always comes back around to have some incredibly important thing.
Anybody definitely want these stilts?
I don't think I need to be in
I think they're neat.
Go ahead. Do it.
Okay.
You could be a little bit taller. You could be a baller.
No.
If you had an automaton, what'd you call her?
He had a name.
Where to now, Finders of the Deep? You get outside and you point the PKE meter towards Nim, and it does. Doesn't make any noise. I keep adding the noise. Everything all right over there, Maisie? But it does sort of, and it kind of shakes in your hand a little bit as the gears kind of turn it. But you can already tell that even as you take steps away, it sort of closes ever so slightly. You spend the next half hour or so kind of walking away, and you get like the faintest of signals, maybe about a mile away, and then it kind of goes dead after that. It is starting to get a little bit dark.
We should probably head back. I don't know that we're going to find anything, and I'm not going in the sewers.
Nothing good happens after dark, and with the city guards stationed up in the alleyway, it would only give them more reason to question.
I want to get home soon so we can listen for the bird.
Yes.
Maisie. Jesus.
Yes.
You all make it back to the tavern, no problem. Getting near to sunset now. Sunset comes. You all wait expectantly. You can see Fala's silhouette standing in the greenhouse where they've now put some canvas over where the windows have shattered. Sunset comes and goes. You do not hear the bird.
Maybe tomorrow.
Maybe. It could be somewhere far. You did say that it wasn't an Omnish score attach.
No.
Interesting.
Fala believes that it is.
I don't know who told Fala that. I don't know where Fala got the bird. But in the book that I read, It wasn't listed as one. There are many beautiful birds, but not that one.
It seemed a comprehensive book.
I don't know what to think.
It's still connected to plenty of things that we don't know. But perhaps that's not the issue right now.
Chat.
Yeah.
Just gonna get out a 5-headed dragon or something.
Tiamat's coming.
It's rather unfortunate that Nim was mostly a dead end. I mean, we can walk the city streets with this device looking for the sibling, but I feel like that is a vast waste of our time.
We might still want to knock down the old familiar doors. And if, while we're doing that, our little beacon goes off, well, we might find an answer. Actually, it was far more helpful than I thought. I thought they might have made multiples and sold them, and then we wouldn't know where they went.
No.
There's only 2, and 1 we know where it's at.
And did seem as genuine as it could, that it did not.
I don't know if you can program an automaton to tell lies, but I don't know what you could program it to do. I've never seen anything like it.
It seems to be childlike, so it's like having a child do something for you. Probably can't understand the full ramifications of what it's doing.
Didn't Nim say he couldn't talk?
Can't talk.
Wonder if he can even listen.
Must be able to listen to something. I don't know that it would have got its hands on a necklace of fireballs and just started running around.
It must want to do something because she escaped on her own.
Exactly.
This is true.
Which is why.
Whistler, may I borrow your tower for a second?
Yes.
I think Hydarian would walk up to the tower and turn the thing on and kind of spin around for a second.
You spin around, but unfortunately you do not get a single ping.
And return back. Then it does not seem that the other automaton is in the area. I thought maybe our vantage point might prove useful, but not this evening.
Well, I don't know.
Well, what you said, you mentioned knocking down old familiar doors. Which ones could we potentially move on to?
I'm reconsidering what you said. We could speak to Davil. We could speak to the Castellanters.
I don't like them.
Oh no, they're terrible.
I agree
And they're
with you.
damned. And they should be.
Unfortunately,
I'd rather speak to Davil.
they seem to have crossed your family, and Whistler, I feel like crossing your family might not be in our best of interests.
Oh, the problem, my dear, is I don't think they crossed my family at all. I think they made a deal. So they've yet to cross, which would mean that they will do anything to not cross it.
Do you think your yellow friend, Trust, would have any interest in sibling, if found? Enough interest to help us find it?
I think that sounds exactly like something Trust would like.
That's assuming that Trust didn't send it.
True.
Hi, Darian. Is there any food left in the kitchen?
There's plenty. Brickbelly came with a shipment just the other day. And we have not been open for the evening, so...
Can we make something warm that I can bring to Fala?
Yes. Do you know anything Fala prefers?
No.
Veggies? Veggie soup?
A vegetable soup I can do, yes. I guess he'd head off to
Okay,
start
awesome.
up.
Well, we'll skip ahead unless anyone else wants to do anything. You make some veggie soup, and Enid, you go by yourself over there?
Yeah, I mean, that's not... If anyone wants to come, I don't mind. I just wanted to...
Okay. What do you all do while Enid goes to Fala's greenhouse?
Hydarian,
Evening's getting late.
Hydarian would move the necklace to the icebox. And
Gotcha.
yeah.
Very gingerly, like
Yeah.
big block of ice in there.
I could hide that with the gems.
That seems up to you.
I think we should. I'm not there.
They're not there.
Why is there
What do you
only
think?
one bead left?
Well, you see, in a moment of inspiration, I threw it in a pot of water, thinking that no one would reach in there aside from me. And then I quickly realized that that was possibly the worst idea a Triton has ever come up with in history.
10 out of 10 for style, minus several thousand for good thinking.
I would have done that.
I think
You survive on the sea, honestly.
explosions don't really happen on the sea. You get stabbed or strangled and drowned. Those are how you die. Or you go hungry.
Those are fun ones.
I know
Blowing up
that's right.
isn't
When I do the C-word shake.
Oh, yeah.
Usually explosions only happen around bad captains, transporting bad goods, who don't account for those things and maybe put goods where they shouldn't be kept, like boiling pots of water.
We held our own just fine, okay? We were just fine.
Enid, you get to Fala's knock on the door. Fala opens the door, looks at you. They wipe clear tears. Enid, can I help you?
Well, I know that you've been working so hard today to clean up your greenhouse that I don't know if you've had time to eat, so I had Hydarian make you some soup. It has a lot of vegetables in it.
That is very kind of you, thank you.
I won't stay long. I know that you'd like your privacy right now.
Just processing it all.
I understand.
Thank you. I'll return bowl tomorrow.
Anytime.
They bow and puts a hand on your shoulder. Thank you for thinking of me. Starts closing the door. You come back in the middle of them all doing the C-word shake.
Oh, I'd be like, oh, hey!
Anything else for the evening?
Well, tomorrow we should maybe talk to Davil about... has sure to have heard the news. An explosion like that doesn't just happen in Waterdeep. They've almost...
There's 2 dead Zentrum. That we know for sure.
Maybe Cutty and Garland know something?
That's a good idea.
That seems like a safer network before dipping our toes into different sides of this.
I wonder if they know anything about sibling.
They do hear rumors. Cuddy and Garland.
Aye.
Davil can reach out to Trust.
3 strings. There's a lot about the rumors.
Mert.
There are a lot of hands we can play into without fully committing to
Yeah, I was wondering why our bedrooms were there.
Yeah.
a side. I think Cutty and Garland are the most neutral, and then maybe 3 strings after that, and then we should.
Keep the unaligned.
After that, I think we might have to, if we do not learn anything further, move towards an alignment.
Fast forwarding. You're all snug in your beds. Nami, you have a strange dream. You wake up, and the entirety of the blue boat is flooded, completely underwater, and you see a bright light coming from upstairs. You swim up the stairs, you swim past Whistler's room, you can see his vanity sort of floating, his bed sheets just sort of loose in the water, thick. The water's thick and dark, but for these shafts of light that are emanating from above. And you come up and you can see into the tower just this ultra bright light. You can't make any sense of it. And you hear this voice, Nami, where is it? Where is it, Nami? Where is it? And you suddenly feel yourself being sucked away from the light. You feel the hair on the back of your neck standing up, and you suddenly, despite being in the water, you can feel the sheets on your body. You clutch the sheets and feel the mattress beneath you, and your eyes snap awake. And there, standing over your bed, with rubbery skin and tentacles hanging from its face, where is the stone, Nami? Where is the stone of Galore? You wake up and you see the Mind Flayer that you saw in the Xanathar's Guild hideout, standing over your bed. You feel yourself have some trouble moving, mostly just because you're coming out of the sleep, and it raises a hand and you can see a polished orc skull in its hand. The top of it has been completely removed, and it says, "You let Grumsh go, so I tasted his brain." Drops it on the mattress. It bounces. And it stands over you, tentacles. Where is the stone, Nami? Can y'all just move that battle cam over there, though?
Why? I don't understand.
Wait, who did I let go?
The orc, remember? We Grumsh in the very first
In like the
dungeon
in the
in the sewers.
Encounter where I was like,
You convinced him not to kill us all, and
Yeah.
he ran off.
And then the Mind Flayer let his little brain dog go and it ate Whistler.
It didn't eat.
Well, it ate your intellect.
It ate my intellect.
You got it? You got Nami in there?
Oh, God.
Nami, you feel your faculties coming back as this thing is standing. You can see that it's now levitating about 6 inches off the ground. Its tentacles just sort of almost impatiently twitching. Where is the stone, Nami?
I don't know where the stone is.
You lie. Tell me, or I'll taste your brain and learn all that you've known.
Don't you have some special ability to already be able to tell I'm not lying? I know nothing.
It's staring at you and it cocks its head a little bit. Like,
I swear, I have a diamond in my pocket I could give you.
who was killed here today, Nami? Who died? Who was it?
My friend Avi.
And who else?
I don't know the people personally. The girl with the flowers and some people from the warring criminal factions.
Zinturim.
Both sides.
Not both sides. And as he's talking, he doesn't seem to notice it. You see a faint orange glow sort of behind him. His silhouetted with his high collar that's this like purple flowing robe that almost seems to billow in wind that's not there. Suddenly, every door in the entire place, every door starts slamming. The three of you awaken to the sounds of doors slamming, and you look and your bedroom door all open. And it's like, tell me all you know, Nami, or I'll eat your brain. Can we all roll for initiative, please?
Yas.
That's like the 9th 20 I rolled today.
It's a hot die.
Okay, well, let's go around the table. Nami, what you got there?
10.
Big 10 for Nami. And Enid, you had what?
21.
21. Okay, something happens on 20.
What?
Okay. How about you, Whistler? What'd you get?
I also got a 21.
Ooh, which one of you has higher dex, or are you tied? Whistler?
I got a +2.
Yeah.
Okay.
A 1.
Okay, Whistler. And Heidi, where are you at?
I'm at an 18.
Got an 18, which is higher than Nami, lower than that, and lower than old Purple Town.
Old Purple Town.
Nope, not gonna say it.
Ye old Purple Town.
How's that battle cam look? Let's go in on the battle. The battle
Take me
zone.
to Purple Town.
Okay, with that, Whistler, you hear doors slamming all across the place. Can you adjust that battle cam lid? There we go. There we go. Tight.
Well,
There you go.
We're new at this.
Yeah, that's all right.
We're new at battle.
New
Cam.
screen, who dis? New battle cam, who dis? Whistler, it's your turn first. You hear doors slamming, and your door, you see it slam and then open.
All right, I know something's going on, but I know I don't know
Right.
what. Well, I'll grab rapier as I.
Carapace through the divine reroll. Y'all might need them.
Oh, thanks, Carapace. We do need them.
I'll grab the rapier as I head out the door. But what is it? 10 plus your dex is your unarmored.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Show is.
All right. Just writing that down on my sheet for now.
Okay, and your regular movement can get you to about here. You could dash, but you don't quite know to go into Nami's room. But as you run out of your room, other doors close and a door opens, and you
Got
sort
it.
of like,
Like it put me through like the maze. It's like.
Yep.
All right. Then you say I can get here with.
you
my
get there with a
move?
regular move, and as you get there, the door in the sitting room closes, and that one dramatically opens.
Okay.
I feel like in the meantime, I'm being honest and spilling my Nami's memory is probably exactly as bad as mine.
Yeah.
So
It's reading, and it's looking frustrated.
Like, have we met, mate?
Sorry, who are you again? I was the mind flayer that nearly killed you.
why did you pick me? I have the worst memory out of everyone else in this house. I here's everything I know.
I don't even know my dad.
I think with regular move as I get there, I think since he kind of knows, I don't think he'd dash. I actually think he'd take the dodge action as if like,
Yeah, just
he doesn't know if
Hell
something's
is
going to
going
come
on right
around.
now.
So
Makes sense. Enid,
My door's open.
your door opens. It's identical. Your door opens, and Myrdia's like, "What is it?"
I'll jump off the top bunk and be like, Myrdia, you have to stay here. Please stay here and keep the door shut. Sit against it,
She's like, "Okay, I will."
no matter what.
She's like, "All right."
I'll run out of the room and
Okay.
start making
Your run action, regular move action gets you to basically the top of the stairs, and you hear Whistler's footfall. You hear him running down, and just like before, all the other doors are closing, just closing off your path as you go.
Do I get the sense that it is Sif doing that, or that there is
You have been just jostled out of your reverie, your trance. You tell me what Enid feels.
I don't know, I was just laying in bed with my eyes open.
Yep.
Same.
I don't know what to think. I think my instinct is that someone's attacking, but then when I start seeing all the doors doing it in unison, I would be like, what's going on? Is that Sif?
Well, you tell me. What do you do then on your turn? You get 6 seconds.
I think it's Sif, but that's just what I'm thinking in my head.
Gotcha.
Still gonna do exactly what I did though.
What did you do?
Just dash.
Okay, so you dash.
Yeah.
Whistler, you see Enid come right basically up to you. If you want.
Gotcha.
Enid, you could even push to the bottom of those stairs.
Just throw her down.
Die.
Sorry. Sorry, you're top heavy with that spell behind you.
That spell boy. Okay. It is now the house's turn, and Nami, you feel your bed sort of, and you grip the sheets, and your bed flies at this dude
That's gonna
with you on it.
piss him off.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, he dodges out of the way, like presses up against the wall. You slide about 10 feet this way. You have to grip it from the momentum. It sort of presses against the wall. It's just like,
Great. Piss him off and then he goes.
yep, pretty much. It walks up to you, and you look like you're looking this way now, and you see these tentacles flay open, and you see this mouth just filled with teeth, and the tentacles grasp and come down towards you.
I got bad memories here, you guys.
No!
What do you think could happen? I don't know.
Get out your worm tracker.
Oh no.
What's your armor class?
13?
You dodge out of the way. As tentacles, it grabs your pillow from behind you. And you see like feathers falling out of these tentacles grasping
Jumping on the
it.
bed. I swear I'm telling the truth. What more do you want from me? What else can I tell you?
It doesn't respond other than to kind of turn towards you with these dead alien eyes and start stepping towards you.
If you eat my brain, I can't tell you anything else.
Hydarian, your turn.
I think Hydarian jumps up and he sleeps in just like these long sailor's pants, and that's pretty much it. Just
With his eyes open.
yeah, shirtless, grabs his trident and his shield and just runs. And dashes as fast as he can, following.
Takes an action to put on your shield, so that'd be your action, like grabbing it and strapping it on.
I think he'd just like grab it and hold it. Wouldn't do
All right,
anything
cool.
for
You're
him.
holding
Just kind
onto
of,
it.
Yeah.
You're on the same floor as Whistler, right?
Yes.
So if you dash, you can get to about right here, having now heard some commotion, and again, the door is guiding you.
Yeah, so like he's kind of holding like the shield strap in hand, not really like putting it on or doing anything. Gets
Nami, your go.
It pushed me up against where? Right here?
Yeah,
by
I
this
mean, your
window?
bed is now like just in the middle of the room. Yeah, right by the window.
Is the window open by chance?
It is fall. Probably not.
Okay. With a open window interact?
Yeah, I think so. You tell me, would you? I mean, even if you kept it locked, you'd have to click it and do it. So yeah, you're fine. Interact to open it for sure.
And then am I engaged with him?
Yes, because it did.
So I could bonus action, disengage, interact, open the window, and then use my entire movement
100%.
to start climbing out the freaking...
100%, no problem. In fact, as you go, the window unlocks and slides open for you.
And you got that climbing piece. You just climb down the fucking wall.
Yeah.
No problem. You climb and GTFO. Hydarian, as you're looking in, you see Nami's shape kind of across the side of the window.
Nami's senses were tingling, man. She just booked it out.
Yeah, you easily bounce and you get basically your whole 60 feet. Because you bonus action, you can dash. So you can get pretty much anywhere, down into the tap room, out into the street, whatever you'd like. Whistler, it is your turn.
Okay. I guess I'm gonna... Where does a regular move get me? I'm confused in here.
You could easily hop around them, and you could get to... Yeah, I think right into her doorway.
Put a C in there?
Absolutely. Yeah, you look in and you just see this thing look up at you. Tentacles still splayed, feathers kind of falling around it.
All right, I will see in that thing. I'll be like, start rolling my hand around and be like, shh. I'll cast silence in that.
Tight, what's the save for silence?
I don't think there is one. It's just magical silence.
It just...
Yeah.
Yeah, no problem. It's... tentacles making no noise.
In case there's some verbal things, ain't nothing gonna get said.
Nice. Enid, your turn.
Okay, I want to get down and get into the doorway.
Yeah, no problem. You can be kind of on the other side of Whistler.
Am I in range of the silence?
No.
It's 20-foot radius.
Yeah, 20 foot. It's sort of here.
Kind of, just
put it
in
here.
there.
It kind of comes to maybe the edge of the fireplace.
Okay, wonderful. Okay, I'm gonna cast Chromatic Orb. I'm gonna just be like, oh my god, and then I'm just gonna hurl a weird sphere at it.
Cool. I love a good weird sphere. What do I
Yeah.
do?
I'm gonna choose it to be acid damage,
Okay,
and I'm gonna make a spell attack. I've never cast this before.
cool. It's a spell attack you roll.
Yep. No, I'm gonna.
We got
can I-
5 divine rerolls.
Can I use my Tides of Chaos to?
You sure can use your Tides of Chaos.
Where's that good die that I've been rolling?
Was that not it?
No, I'll use this one.
Oh my god, double threes.
You can use a divine reroll.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's hidden.
yeah, it's you've kept it hiding.
6.
Okay, Lid, use a d20 or roll a d20, please.
Is it a D20 really?
We're checking for wild magic.
Good
I
one's
know.
hidden behind there.
Okay, there it is. It's a 13.
All right, you see her cast a spell, and this orb just shoots past it, slams into the wall. Acid starts eating at the wood, and you see sort of her hair all stand up, and then it kind of falls back down. All right, on its turn, You see Nami's bed flip up and slam into it, and it pins the creature against the wall. It looks restrained now, and it's just and its tentacles kind of wrap around the mattress. But on its turn, despite being restrained by that, I need the two of you to make me an intelligence saving throw, please.
Oh, good.
I got a 16.
I'm gonna need a.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would also like to inspire Lydia for taking a chance on some wild magic.
Love it.
I got a 12.
Okay, you fail.
Yeah.
Sean, you
I
pass.
know I do.
Lydia, you take 15 points of psychic damage. Sean, you take half that. Lydia, you hear this just feedback in your brain, and you're like, ah, and you look at it, and its black eyes just start to consume all of your vision. You see Enid fall to the ground. You are stunned. And you see the creature pushing against the bed and sort of push it out of the way.
Is it still in the silence, or did it move past the silence?
It is still in the silence.
Okay.
It has, in fact, it's been pinned further back.
Gotcha.
Is it still restrained?
It is no longer restrained, no. Because I kept it from moving any closer. Hi, Darian, you're up.
So I think he'd put on his shield as an action, right?
Yeah, it is an action.
So he'd put on his shield, and he'd kind of like move in front of Enid right here, and then bonus action, he would Stalker's Prey it.
Cool. You stare at it, looking for weaknesses. You recognize it. No, you don't. You died before you saw it. This is the first time you've seen it.
It's true. Yeah.
Nami, it is your turn. Straight spider climbing around outside.
I think what I had intended to do was probably, I knew Whistler's room was like a floor up
Yeah.
from right here, so
Oh,
I probably
yeah.
would have crawled,
Look in the window.
try to crawl into his window.
Yeah. Oh, it opens for you.
Okay. And then I'd go in and be like, what the fuck?
As you step in, you see the door close, and it opens again and closes.
I'd go through it.
Okay. Yeah, you can basically get to the top of the stairs.
Okay.
You can get to right where Whistler was last turn. And again, it's the same deal. Like, you see the doors kind of closing for you to, to guide you,
everyone?
basically. Okay, Whistler, you're up.
Okay. All right. I am going to. Damn. I'm going to vicious mockery.
It wouldn't be able to hear you.
Oh, would it? Oh, yeah, it wouldn't. So that has to be able to hear me. You're right. Damn. Son of a bitch. It's my pale to my own sword here. All right. I'm gonna drop. I'll just let the silence drop, and instead, I'm going to try to hold person.
Ooh, tight.
So I'm gonna pull out my piece of iron and dang it. If you would please make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay. Anything you'd like to do with your bonus actions?
Yeah. Do I have to say that now though?
No. I rolled a 6. What am I trying to beat?
14.
It's
held.
It's held.
Tight. With my bonus action, I will be like, do it now, Hydarion. You'll be inspired.
Bardic inspiration. Enid, unfortunately, you are sitting there just twitching. You don't get to do anything this turn, but make another intelligence saving throw to try to get out of the stun.
Okay.
Roll good.
No.
You've got 3 of these left.
Do it.
I'll send my inspiration.
Then your regular inspiration.
Spend your inspiration.
With the roll of a 20, not only do you come out of it, I'll let you take one action. You just sort of, no.
Invisibility.
Yeah, I guess so, right? You just fades from existence. Roll me a d20.
Okay.
You've called upon the tides of chaos.
16.
Okay, you're good.
Shit, I don't want to be a potted plant.
Is it you roll below the spell level?
No, I think it's honestly just if you roll a 20. I think.
Oh, okay.
Right?
I'll read about it. I keep having to.
Yeah, I honestly can never
The
remember.
DM can have you roll on a wild magic table. I'll have to read about it.
Okay.
It cuts off.
On the allies' turn, you see the sheets like spring off the mattress and all just kind of fly and wrap around this thing.
It's if I roll a 1 only.
Okay. Unfortunately, the sheets wrap, and you just see like tentacles kind of pull it in, and it chomps through it and like pulls itself free of the.
Well, he's held,
The hell
right?
doesn't help.
Oh, I forgot he was held. Yeah, no, the sheets just. It's now grappled and restrained.
Tight.
Yeah, I forgot about that. So on its turn, it can make a saving throw, basically, right, to just try to get out of the hold
Yeah, can make another wisdom saving throw
at the end of its turn,
at
right?
the end of its
So
turn.
this is its turn, and rolled an 8. What am I trying to beat?
14. I'm gonna have you use one of those no matter what, right? Yeah.
Unfortunately, with the 8, it does free itself, but it
Lost
does
a turn.
still seem to be grappled, and it's like now that you've dropped the silence. Hydarian, you're up, my dude.
Hydarian's gonna use his bonus action to cast Hunter's Mark now.
Nice, hitting it with everything.
And then he's gonna run on up here and just
Sweet,
stab into
get in
it.
there.
Is it? So do I have an advantage on this because it's grappled?
I think you only get advantage from restraint. Grapple
okay.
just makes it not be able to move.
Gotcha. And then I can use the Bardic Inspiration on this attack.
Yeah, but you don't have to decide that till after the roll.
Well, maybe hold together. 13 plus 4 is 17. Yeah, we're gonna use it anyways. Yeah.
Definite hit.
All right. So that's 2d4 and 2d6 coming in.
Yeah, because Hunter's Mark, the other thing, whatever it's called, 2d4 from your trident. Yeah, that's it.
So 10, 6 plus 4, so 20 damage.
Pretty solid. You come just rushing for it and I mean, you feel it punch through this rubbery skin like a sea creature or something, and it's and from behind the bed sheets you see these tentacles pushing and like writhing on the other side of them.
So listen to this.
I'm listening.
So for Tides of Chaos, I choose to give myself advantage on something, and then after I cast a first level spell, I don't have to make the roll. I just automatically have to roll on the surge table after I cast a first level spell. Yeah.
Wow. I didn't realize that.
Question, have I attuned to my shield yet?
Yeah. Just because.
Can I use that reaction now?
It's after it hits you.
Oh, after it hits
Yeah.
me. Okay, gotcha.
Yep. Cool. Nami.
I'm going to head back to my room and dash.
Cool. Yeah,
as well.
you can do that. No problem. You can get there.
So that's all my movement, right?
Yeah,
Plus
but
my bonus
if
action.
you bonus action dash, you're there. No problem.
And then
You can be right up next
I was
to
gonna
it.
be along the ceiling.
Oh
actually.
yeah. Just,
Oh my god.
That way I can skip the stairs. I just
yeah.
go. And
You guys hear some weird, and you look up at Nami. It's
So how far
skittering
could
along.
I get
You can get all the way to
along
it. All the way.
All the way
with
to
just
this?
with just your bonus action. Yep.
with just my bonus action. So that's just my action and bonus action, right?
You haven't used your
Nope.
action
You have
yet.
not used
bonus
your action.
action is
You're a rogue. You get to bonus action.
Bonus
dash
action, dash.
automatically 60 feet,
Twice removed.
Yep.
Yeah.
So you get 60 feet with your bonus action to dash.
and so I still have my action and
Still have
my
your
movement.
action. I figured your movement and your
Oh,
dash.
that's what I meant
Yeah.
when I was saying action. Sorry. Yeah.
no problem.
Okay, so it's my movement.
So you can totally get there.
Okay. And so with my action, since Hydarian's right next to him, I get to use my
Sneak attack.
my
Thank you,
sneaky
Devin.
beaky.
Y'all got some help that you might need.
So I'm going to use my rapier.
Do it.
I hope. 13 plus 4.
Hit.
Sick.
I'm gonna give this to Nami for fucking being creepy as shit. All over the place.
There you go.
Where did it go?
It went in your dice somewhere.
It's right in the blue boys. Your inspiration.
Oh, thanks. How do I use it again? Add it to any attack roll?
No, that's not. That's
the regular castle
Oh,
magic.
thanks.
for later.
Oh, okay. So that's one. Why am I rolling 2? 1d. I already rolled a hit. I'm so tired.
You got
plus
sneak attack.
2d6.
Yeah.
Cool. So yeah, I can make you roll on the wild magic surge table now.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Okay. The two of you sort of surrounding it, just again. It's these sheets are like draped over it. Whistler, your turn, my dude.
Okay. All right. I will.
Oh, and I will. Do I have any movement at all to?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Nah.
Okay. I am going to. You're going to die here wrapped in this one's sheets. Well, vicious mockery.
It is good.
Hey, is that a cantrip?
Is
It was.
he restrained?
No, it's grappled, so his movement speed is 0.
Okay.
Enid, your turn.
Oh, wait.
Oh, I'm sorry.
not
I'm
done.
sorry. I'm sorry.
How's it feel?
And I'll be like, Enid, that looked like it hurt. Animal healing word. So that is. What's my casting modifier there? Yeah. That is 7. Actually, no, excuse me, that's 9.
Tight.
Thank you, because that was going to be bad.
Enid, you get 9 back, and you gonna cast a spell? Because I'm kind of feeling checking out this wild magic table, but you do you.
I mean, I've cast 2. You could have made me do it.
They were cantrips, weren't they, or were they not? Okay. Yeah, let's do it at the end of this turn.
I did invisibility is the second level. Anyways.
Oh yeah, you're invisible right now, aren't you?
I am.
Yeah, I guess healing
Wait,
word
here,
is just
right?
you just
Yeah.
hear. Yep. You're right.
Enid, wherever you are.
I will go ahead and cast another spell again. I think Enid's freaking out, so her spells are just going to be all nuts. So I'm going to do a
Tight.
the Chaos Bolt.
Cool. Roll it.
Cool. So I'm going to roll to hit, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Please don't hit me.
19.
That is a definite hit.
Okay, let me read about how this one works again. So I roll to
I
see
think
what
you're just
kind of
gonna do
damage.
because it's not gonna chain.
So I'm going to roll a d6 to see what kind of damage.
No, what? It's weird. So you roll a d6 and 2 d8.
Oh, right, okay. Oh, and then that tells me.
Choose one of the d8s. The number rolled determines the attack's damage type. So roll all 3 of those.
I'll choose the blue one to decide.
Yep.
6, 6, and a 1.
Okay, so the damage is poison, and if you roll the same number on both d8s, the chaotic
jumps.
energy leaps from the target to a different creature of your choice. Make a new attack roll against the target, and make a new damage roll, which could cause the chaotic energy to leap again.
So it was. You got the chain, but there's nobody to chain it to.
Can I just chain it back to
I
him?
guess since it is of your choice, I guess you could choose no one. I'm not positive about that, but I think it's
It says of my choice, so.
yeah, but it does. I don't know. Either way, I'm going to rule it that no, you're not going to hurt your friends in this fight. So it takes how much was that? 13 damage, and it's all poison.
Yep.
Oh man, yeah, you're just. You see her come back into the material plane as green bolts that almost look like insects, like a swarm of insects. Just hit it, kind of punch through the sheets. Little holes, like greenish holes, appear in the sheets, and it's again just letting out this horrible shrieking noise. Lydia, roll me a D100.
Okay.
TPK right here.
No.
Fireball centered on you.
No problem.
Oh.
You'll be fine.
18.
What the fuck, man?
You grow a long beard made of feathers that remains until you sneeze, at which point the feathers explode out from your face.
You can cast that, and you just see feathers sprout from her face.
Can they be like Fey bird feathers?
Oh, yeah, and it's not just a beard. I think it's like a ruffle, like just these feathers puff up around her.
Like a lion's, like...
I love that it happened after a chaos bolt.
Yep. Pretty strange.
Whistler's the only one who can see.
What the hell? Okay, sweet. Anything else, Lid?
No, that'll do it.
Okay.
No, yeah, actually, I'm right next to the door.
Yeah.
I'm gonna step out of the room.
Okay. She pushes past you, Whistler. Her eyes catch yours as the feathers are sprouting all over her hair. And yeah, it's like a lion's mane of just these weird feathers.
Just
I'll walk by, like, I don't know.
Okay, on the house's turn, you see the bed sheets start wrapping tightly around this thing.
Give it to me.
But unfortunately, the tentacles just continue pushing against it. You now see it suck into its mouth, and like a hole appears, and the tentacles kind of push it free. A hand punches through and pushes the
None of
sheets
us are ever
down.
going to bed again.
Yeah.
Why not? Let's just see if a little boy recharges. Ooh, that sucks. Didn't recharge. Okay, Raven, roll me a d6. Low, high. Low, Raven. This thing looks towards you, black eyes that just hide infinity behind them, and it moves quickly. These tentacles just kind of lash out and come for your face. That's a hit. Oh, gosh. Oh, man, that sucks.
15s.
All right.
Gulp.
What is it gonna do?
It's gonna eat your brain.
Remember it ate Kothai's brain?
You take 14 psychic damage. As the tentacles hit you, it's not that you feel pain. You have these horrible memories that aren't even yours going through your head. Just people screaming, death and decay. You see Hydarian, the tentacles grab her and it pulls her head towards her. And she is now grappled. It kind of grabs onto her and moves towards the window.
I maybe lost the cap to... Oh, there it is.
Hydarian.
Yeah, let's go with the captain now. And he will, as a, let's see. Okay. Yep. He will just attack again with the trident.
Go for it, my dude.
What'd you roll the first time?
A 6.
That is not a hit, I'm afraid. Nami, it is your turn. You are grappled,
How do
and
you get out of a grapple?
you make a strength or acrobatics check.
You can't just disengage. Oh, okay.
Nah, it's got you wrapped up.
It takes your action to do so.
In fact, you can feel like slobber, slime coming
Strength
down into your hair.
Or
It's athletics or acrobatics. You're probably going to want to go with acrobatics, I would imagine.
16?
You got it. You see Nami just, she grabs one of the tentacles and kind of pushes and just rides away and uses climbing ability. Like her foot kind of hits the wall. She pulls herself out of it and kind of walks up the wall.
And that's my action,
That is your
right?
action.
So I have a bonus action.
You do indeed.
So I can disengage.
You can definitely disengage, yep.
And then move a little bit away.
Yeah, absolutely. Carapace, thank you. Here's another roll for you guys.
Thank
And
you.
hey, I'm going to test real quick. Apparently when I move the laptop, it might be some interference. So it might not be hitting the transmitters, but it might be devices.
Yeah, I moved my phone away because I thought it might be devices.
Tell me if that got worse. Thank you guys for the bits there. So yes, you bonus action disengage, and you get 30 feet to move away where you had.
Just along the wall out of...
Cool. Yeah, you want to just move her back there? We'll come back to the battle cam.
Oh no, she's stuck.
Whistler, it is your turn.
Okay, well, Hydarion's still right there next to him, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. I will... I'll pop in. And... I will, with my bonus action, get ready my sea god. Give you a bardic inspiration.
Tight.
And then I will start filling the room with dissonant whispers.
Oh, tight. All right, what's the save for that?
It'll be a DC 14. I believe that's a wisdom save. Yeah.
Roll to 15.
Go ahead and re-roll that.
Unfortunately, it still takes half, right?
It does, and I'm casting it at second level, which adds, what is that, 4d6 at that point? Yeah. Okay. 15, so it takes...
Like that, I got jealous.
So it takes 7 damage.
7 damage? Oh, because you already have it.
Yeah.
But it's psychic damage, right?
It is.
It screeches like... raises a hand, and kind of backs towards the window a little bit. Enid, your turn. Sorry, you all done?
As it seemed like it was like definitely not dealing psychic damage.
No, it seems like it took it. It seems like it maybe... It didn't hurt it more in particular, but it seemed like it really didn't like taking that psychic damage.
Got
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Enid, your turn, my feathery bearded friend.
Can I make a Constitution save to see if I sneeze?
No.
Can't make yourself sneeze.
It's hard to make yourself sneeze.
If you just grew a new beard, you could get your nose tickled by
You can
it.
do that for your whole turn if you want.
No, thank you.
You're not gonna do that like, now let me cast a spell.
No, okay, I'm gonna go back in the room and hurl another chaos bolt.
Okay, sweet. You can always give yourself advantage on the roll, you know.
I can only do that once per long rest,
That's right. No, I think it's once I make you roll, it comes back. Isn't that right?
I don't think so.
I need to read. I don't really understand.
There's like two things.
I know.
Once per long rest, I gain it, and you have to make me roll on the magic surge table, and then I regain the use after. I don't know. I'll read it later.
Okay.
I'm just not going to do it.
Okay.
He sounds sad.
But you can always make me roll a d20 to see if I need to roll again on the magic surge table. Chaos bolt. It's a 9.
Wait, it says anytime before you regain the use of this feature. So it says once you do so, you must finish a long rest before you can use this feature again. Period. Anytime before you regain the use of this feature, the DM can have you roll on the Wild Magic Surge table immediately after you cast a sorcerer spell of first level or higher. You then regain the use of this feature. So it is now available to you because you've got a feather beard.
I'm gonna use it.
Roll it.
11.
And with the tides of chaos, you hit your quarry.
Wonderful. So 2 d8s.
And a d6.
D6. I'll choose the 7.
Okay, I forget what that is.
The 7 is a psychic damage.
Oh, yeah.
So 8 plus 7.
Cool. It is looking pretty bad now. It's just, and like its eyes are darting around, its tentacles are writhing. They're kind of writhing in on themselves as it takes this blast from you. It's sort of like grabbing on the sides of the walls. The sheets are still sort of like dancing at its feet. And speaking of which, those sheets try to tangle up its feet.
Are you going to make me roll another surge?
You have to cast a spell before I can do that. But it's able to just free itself. It kind of kicks the sheets to the side. They kind of go sprawling across the room. And on its turn, it stops and stares at you all and it's like, thank you. I got what I came for. Phases out of existence.
Man, I wanted to kill it.
You can roll an Arcana check if you'd like to see what you think it might have done.
I got an 18 plus 3.
And you believe it was a plane shift.
Okay.
And with that, the Finders of the Deep are standing in Nami's room. Pieces of her bed sprawled all over the place.
I melted a lot of it with acid.
Some of it, yeah. In fact, you see the wood maybe slowly weaving itself back together.
You've all come in for a swamp bunk. What the hell was that?
I've never seen anything like that.
I read about this in Volo's book. It's called a mind flayer, and they can eat your brain.
You did see it.
Yeah.
That one in the sewers.
Yeah.
You guys
I'd
interacted
point
with
to
it.
the skull on the ground. Brought me that.
That's from the ogre that was in the warehouse. Do you remember?
Nope.
What's the
Orc in
orc?
the sewer.
It's the
Close
orc
though.
that Nami agreed to have us let us go after that one left and its little brain dog.
I thought it was in the warehouse before we got to the sewer.
That was just some underlings.
That's what I was thinking. Okay, so in the
Yeah.
sewer,
So out of character in the sewer. Your final
I'm not
fight.
letting anyone go.
So
You decided to let the orc go. You were like, raised your hands and were like, hey, hold on. We could fight, or you could bounce up out of here.
I swear to God, this was in the warehouse.
No.
No, I remember.
Hey,
I
no,
No, because I
Sewer.
died. Y'all dragged my body into there. You started fighting this thing, realized y'all were getting your butts kicked.
Brain
Nami-
Doggy ate Whistler's brain, ate his intellect. You climbed out of the sewer with his body and a drooling Whistler. Whistler, like, drooled all over the police.
Yeah.
It was definitely in the sewer.
Okay.
So out of character, I think you would easily rember that, because
Yes.
it was a horrifying encounter that your characters haven't forgotten.
Yeah, of course.
Why did it come to me?
What did it talk to you? What did it want?
It wanted to know about the Stone of Galore.
This was one of the beings you saw after I perished.
Oh yes, we did. Though it left not to deal with us, though we seem to be on the on its page now.
Our list of enemies seems to never
Did it
end.
ask you anything else?
It asked me about the stone, and then it asked me about who died outside.
Did it seem to think it was one of its people?
It said that it wasn't.
It said that it wasn't.
It said that it wasn't at all. In fact, I misremembered, and it corrected me.
Well, that helps.
So we assumed one side based on what the detective had told us. We assumed both sides were there, but in reality, only one.
There's the Zentarim, the Black Network, used to be the same, but they broke up. Xanathars, the Cathalanters. Could always be a fifth shadow one that we don't know about.
Davo, Starsong.
Well, he's Zentarim.
The Hoppers.
Why would they have sent that to me?
That looked like a lieutenant of some sort. Gave orders to the orc. Poor Yorick down there.
It is some sort of commanding officer, meaning they probably consider this task of at least some importance.
It came asking Nami for the stone. So they must think that we have information to find it, but we don't really.
I said I knew nothing, and it said that I was lying.
Are you
So
sure
maybe I
there's-
knew something that I don't think I know.
Or you knew something about the stone that it doesn't know.
I told it everything I know. I don't want to die.
Or it realized that. But maybe it was here for another reason. Maybe to test out our skill set.
It said it got everything it needed to know.
Exactly. Unless you have the stone up your butt.
I don't think any of those diamonds were the Stone of Galore.
Okay.
It was black, right? None of them were black.
The way Devil described it, it had 3 markings on it, correct?
Yep.
What was on that necklace?
A bead?
Not a black stone, though.
No,
There were 2 beads, but
Hydarian bordered one. Can I do my action now to try to get myself to sneeze?
Yeah, I mean, you're back there, like, listening, tickling your nose with your big feather mane. You all,
I'm gonna get a portrait painted of Enid with feathers.
as you all are talking, you're interrupted by, and feathers just come flying off. And then Enid's face is back to normal. And I think with that, everyone, in the aftermath of an attack from the Xanathar Guild, in the aftermath of an attack from someone else, we will leave. Our heroes wondering exactly what's going on, who they're tangled up with, but with some solid leads. Hope everyone had fun.
Yeah,
I know it was a follow-up to a pretty rough episode, but I hope you're digging the investigation. I am going to launch a raid on Encounter Joshua. Thank you all for being here.
Thank you,
Good
guys.
times.
Thank
It
you,
was
my dude.
good fun.
Alrighty. Got just
almost
a couple
blowing up.
seconds for the raid. Join us Tuesday night for a very special, very high level episode. 5 players, level 18 all. It's going to be buck wild.
Celebrating the
Wow.
new year.
Buck wild.
Buck wild.
Thanks y'all again for hanging out. We'll see ya.
Bye.
Bye.